And now on Who's Views, it's time to join JT, Paul and Third Doctor Ian for the latest headlines.
Will BBC Studios ever learn? Just one of the questions we're going to be asking you this evening here on your big show. Hello, everybody. It's us at Who's Views with headlines. As you can see, I'm here with Third Doctor Ian and Paul. Gentlemen, hello to you too.
Hello.
Evening all. Evening all.
Good. Everything seems to be going hunky-dory so far. Happy May Day bank holiday weekend, everybody. It is your big show on the 3rd of May, 2026. It's just gone 8 p.m. here in the UK. It is lovely to see you all. How are you? Stop that right now, Third Doctor Ian.
Well, I washed my face in the dew on the 1st of May, and I'm about 12 minutes younger, can't you tell?
Oh, it's very, very good.
Yes,
I spoke too soon. Look, Third Doctor Ian has disappeared there. Spoke too soon.
He was bragging about his internet, his internet signal the other day there. Served him right.
It really does. Well, listen, everybody, while we're waiting for him to come back, have you heard? Yes, RTD is continuing his scaremongering world tour. Yes, he is indeed. BBC Studios, as we've just mentioned there, well, yeah, they're wasting money again. We're going to be asking you that in one of our polls this evening. The reboot rumor is back again. We talked about that several shows ago now. It's back again. So we're going to be looking at that. And we have 6 very good reasons not to buy the new edition of Doctor Who magazine, everybody. I am so excited. Thank you so much to join us. It's going to be a packed show, gentlemen. The big show indeed.
Fantastic. What we want.
It is what we want. As ever, I'd like to say a huge thank you to everybody that has been getting in touch with us this week here at Who's Views. As ever, if you want to get in touch, you can. You know the email address by now, but there it is for you. It's whosviews1@gmail.com. And I want to say thanks to John Neil Bush, to Derek Gray, to Jens Ablethur, to Synth John, to Rocking Terry Lee, Michael Webster, Georgia Donald, David Phillip, Paul Beer, Lex Kane, Neil Gadsby, Stephen Rogerson, Rory Stanage, Mark Milford, Kevin Taylor, John Culdle, Peter Oliver Williams, and can I just say a huge happy birthday to Peter's son, Aidan Williams. So happy birthday, Aidan. I hope you're having a lovely day and lots of cake today, young man.
Can I just say Paul Beer sounds a great name. I might have to take that handle, Paul Beer. That sounds fabulous. I'm dead jealous.
Oh, bless you. Bless you. Yes, so thank you so much for everybody there for getting in touch. It's always great to hear from you. whosviews1@gmail.com. Thank you. Yes, so it's a lovely bank holiday here in the UK just now. So if you do have access to the bank holiday, i.e. if you're not working, I hope you're having a fantastic time. And I hope that you've got tomorrow off. A lot of people will, guys.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah.
I have. I'm not complaining.
But there you are.
During the day anyway, yeah.
Sheila B in the Devotion says with us saying good evening, folks. Good to see you. Third Doctor Andy is here saying hi, JT, Paul and Ian. Good to see you as well. Hi, Pete Harrington. Margie75 is in there as well. You, Robert Payne, nice to see you. Legion of James and our very own Kirsty are in the chat as well. Hello to you too. Matt and Spiel, reasons to not buy Doctor Who magazine? Well, it's Doctor Who magazine for a start. Well, that's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Jason G is saying, evening all, here's to a stonking show. Yes, that's what I hope too. Yeah, I hope. So hopefully we've got a hell of a lot to entertain you this evening on the 3rd of May. 6 reasons, says Mark Greaves. Surely just stop at 1. Ooh, naughty. Johnny the Cabbage is getting in there. Give it that reboot. Oh, that's all coming up in the show for you later on. Rick Storm is saying, really tired drivel. I thought I looked quite fresh. Considering. Nice to see you, Rick Storm. Digital pollution as well. Rory Neal. Yes, yeah. That's what we're going to be looking at. We are going to be looking at, but we did talk about it a few weeks back, didn't we, guys? This whole reboot, Doctor One, Day One. Everybody, could it?
Yeah, it sounds just awful idea, doesn't it? Really, it's like grasping at straws again. It's like, come on now, guys. Really, do you really believe this? And if you do that, will it make a difference? Probably not.
It's BBC Studios, isn't it? I mean, they must be desperate. I hope we've all watched The Demons in order to celebrate May Day. This is Graham. Yeah. And Legion of James saying to us, I saw that cover of DWM and I was a little bit sick in my mouth. I mean, FFS, the BBC are so out of touch. Either that or it's hubris doubling down. That's another couple of themes that we're going to be looking at in this show. The whole doubling down thing and pushing things out. You know, so stay with us. Hello to Georgia, Donald, and Darren Reed as well. So hello to everybody. You're all there and starting to chat. John Steed, good to see you. And Cara. You're not late, Cara. Don't worry. I always waffle at the beginning of a show just to make sure everybody comes in. So no, you're not wondering. You're not late at all. And Heretic, thank you for your super chat at the top of the show. Hi guys, I'm out tonight. He's never in. Never in that one. He's never in. I'm out tonight for a 90s night at a local rock club. Well, that sounds good, actually.
Nice.
We'll come down and do the show live with you.
He clearly has a life, obviously.
We can't have that.
He's saying Sunday shenanigans at my age. In honor of the 90s night, I've got my 60th anniversary McGann t-shirt on. Oh, good for you.
Oh, superb.
Lovely, lovely. Good to see you. Yeah, we're going to be talking a bit more about McGann in this very show as well.
Oh, nice.
Just a little bit later on. Farsight's with us. Hello. He says, hi, everyone. I'm multitasking. I'm listening to the show and the footy ball at this time of night.
Yes, there's a game on. And it's going the wrong way at the moment, if I can cast an opinion.
I have no idea what you're talking about, so okay, we'll go with that. Hi, Hayden. It's good to see you. Nice to see you. Oh, hello, Shelley Ingle. How are you? What are you saying to us? I knew it all that's going to reboot with the Eighth Doctor. I knew it all that's going to reboot with Eighth Doctor. That hasn't come out.
Oh, I do hope so. That'd be lovely, yes.
Yeah. I don't think so. We're looking at Doctor One, Day One. As we said a few weeks ago in our show there. So,
but it's not William Hartnell's Doctor, it's a completely new Doctor.
Brand new first Doctor. We're going to go into it a little bit more because we talked about a few weeks ago. This is just an update we've got. Yeah. Hi, PB, how are you? He says he's just got home from being away and he's now eating, but he's listening in. Well, good. I'm pleased by that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's great to see all of you. Are you all ready, everybody? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, are you ready? Are you ready for a show?
Yes, we are.
Certainly are.
Do you think they're ready for a show in the chat? Are you ready in the chat for a show? Roll up, because here we go. Yeah, lots has been happening this week. Thank goodness. Firstly, let's do a big thank you to Lex, our very own Lex Kane. I don't know if he's in the chat yet or not, if he's still on his way home, because this weekend he's been very busy at Liverpool Comic Con, which saw the likes of Matt Smith and Karen Gillan and Arthur Darvill. And the legend that is William Shatner.
Oh, wow.
Fantastic. Look at that.
Wow.
Lovely. I wonder if Bill asked what the T-shirt was.
Apparently Lex did tell him.
Oh, fantastic. What's Doctor Who, did he say? Yes.
So the legend that is Bill Shatner was at the Liverpool Comic Con. He flew in, I believe, on the Thursday night. On the Friday, and he was there ready to meet fans on the Saturday morning. So he must have been jet lagged to hell.
Wow.
He's a pro, absolute pro. Yeah,
he is, isn't he? And he was there today as well.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that though. But Lex, a great picture. I'm glad you got to meet the legend that Mr. Shatner. Thank you for giving him our best from Who's Views. Yeah. Thank you for wearing the T-shirt, an unashamed plug for us as well. Really,
you can see there's nothing wrong with Bill Shatner's knees at all, is there? Nothing at all.
Nothing at all. Yeah, nothing at all. Dirty Davros is actually saying he looks great at 94.
Yeah,
he does.
Lots of. Oh, this has gone down well. Oh gosh, the chat's gone really quickly. Let's go through this. We've got. Oh my God, the chat says Johnny the Cabbage. Margie is saying, "Wow, brilliant photo of Lex and the legend Willie Shatner." John the Computer Doctor is reminding me about that now infamous interview that John Pertwee did with Mr. Shatner. Yeah. Hopefully, says Funky, Shatner will tune in for the Star Trek 5 review coming up on this channel later on in the month. He will, of course he will. He's probably subscribed right now.
Hopefully Lex slipped him some money for that. Hopefully he will do that.
Perfect bit of product placement there, Lex, as Legion of James, that wonderful picture of the of Kenny. Oh, bless him. Kenneth Williams there. That's probably from the what was it? The Black Fingernail. What was that now? Don't Lose Your Head.
Kind
So,
of yeah.
that must be it there. Robert Payne is saying, good old Bill Shatner getting out and about and visiting fans in his 90s. Yeah, it's just brilliant, isn't it? I mean, what a guy, what a legend he was. Great plug for Who's Views, says John Steed. It bloody well, so thank you very much, Lex, for doing that. Great pick, says Derek. Yes. Hard to believe he's 94, says Steve Braddock. It's his, isn't it? Bill Lowry agreeing with you. Is Shatner older than Tom, says Virtual Baz?
Ever so slightly, yeah.
Just a bit,
yeah. So not too much. In
2 years, yes, yeah.
I think so. Not too much though, is it?
It's 2 and a bit years since we did Tom at 90, isn't it? So Tom will be heading for his 93rd year.
I think he is now, yeah.
94.
Well, he's 93 in January next year, so yeah.
So there you go. Just that little bit. Tom Bicker's 92, says John. There we are. Yeah. Yes, thank you very much for that one, Lex. We really appreciate that. And I believe he was lovely. Now, if you're interested as well, Lex very kindly ran around with a mobile phone for us.
Hey. He's a legend, is Lex.
Yes, isn't he? And as Graham was saying, super pick, Lex. Hope you had a great time, buddy. So what's going to happen there is that I'm going to put that on the channel tomorrow.
Cool.
For you. I've got Lex's permission to put it on the channel, so I'll just drop it as a little video for you. It's a nice little thing. He goes around and he meets people, and yeah, it's good to see that, isn't it? Good to see. So thank you for all that, Lex. We really appreciate it. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Cara wants to, where do I get a Who's Views t-shirt? Well, you get it from our Who's Views shop, which is available on our channel at the top, you know, where it says where you can get things. Or Kirsty will find the link for you and she'll put it in the chat. I'm sure she will. And you can go there. And don't forget, it's madness at the moment. It's May Madness in our Who shop. Yes, it's mad. It's mad. It's madness. It's May Madness. It's madness. It's carpets. It's madness. It's everywhere. We don't sell radiators, but you can get 30% off. 30% off.
I bought a mug yesterday and got 30% off.
With his ugly mug on it, on a mug.
Yes.
Because it's madness. It's just May Madness. But you can get 30% off until the 5th of May. There you go.
That saved me a fortune, I'm telling you.
The John Keeley, hello, mate. How are you? Thank you for your super chat. Good evening, gentlemen. I hope all are well. I don't give 2 flying fecks what the BBC's future plans are, but Hartnell will always be number 1. All coming up in the show. And you know, we're not going to disagree with you on that. We're going to be asking the question later on. Is there any point? Is there any point? Is it that far gone, the show now, that they have to reboot it and start it again with Doctor One Day One? When we talked about this a few weeks ago, when we first heard about this, everybody in the chat was always all very, we don't want this. You know, it's not going to work. You know, but let's see if you change your mind by later on.
If there's any doubt that Hartnell was the original Doctor, after seeing Master Plan 1 and 3, he is the governor. He really is.
You know? Yes.
There you
Can't argue with that.
Yeah. Right, we're going to get into the show now, everybody. Again, thanks for that, Lex. Really appreciate it. And we'll put that video on from Lex tomorrow when I get up. And Lex will be joining us tomorrow night, of course, live on the channel at 8 o'clock for our Blake 7 Season 2, Episode 3 review, which is Weapon. Yes, there you go. It is number 3, Weapon. Anyway, thanks for that. At this point, guys, I want to say a huge congratulations yet again to Film is Fabulous, our friends over at Film is Fabulous. Because last week we mentioned that they had discovered another bit of British television, haven't we? Another classic of British telly, which was the Morcambe and Wise episode. Yeah, you were really pleased about that, weren't you, Paul?
I was, and I don't want to preempt what you're going to say, but it's going to be shown on the iPad, isn't it? Yeah.
It is going to be shown. I've got all that detail there.
On Mr. Morcambe's 100th birthday, which is superb.
Yeah.
Perfect timing. Perfect.
Yeah. It is. It's very good timing again for everything like this as well. But I just want to say a huge thank you to Film is Fabulous. Again, for all the work that they're doing. They did bring out, as we said they would last week, they did make this known in the week. Update, when they were talking about what they've found, the Morcambe and Wise episode, they've given us an update now as well. New cutting copies research. And I'll read this out for you, Who viewers. The close working relationship that Film is Fabulous has with De Montfort University in Leicester is invaluable. Not only does it provide a base from which the charitable trust can work with equipment and state-of-the-art storage facilities, but it also offers access to a number of film experts in various fields who undertake research. One of the areas in which Film is Fabulous are engaged in research is that relating to cutting copies. The research by Professor Justin Smith and a small team is looking into the processes at BBC Enterprises back in the day. With support from the BBC archives and through a series of oral history interviews, it is looking at the relationship between the BBC and some of its largest suppliers, namely the film processing laboratories. Currently, Film is Fabulous has 70 film items, including the negatives, which will be returned to the BBC archives. These have been found in 5 separate collections. A large number of these films are cutting copies, which appear to have escaped with former employees. I love the way they said that. I can just imagine.
It's tactfully put, isn't it?
Well,
They
yeah,
stole them. No, never. Okay.
You can just imagine all these cans going, wait for me, wait for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is what these cutting copies are. They were involved in the processes being documented by Justin and his team. It's already proving to be a fascinating research exercise and one that will likely become a funded research project, which is amazing and fantastic. It has been revealed that so-called cutting copies, which are technical review prints, were also subject to editorial cuts. The recently recovered episode of the Morcambe and Wise show had a major editorial cut made at BBC Enterprises in order to remove the boxing scene with actor Jimmy Lee. This reduced the running time by 4 minutes, 32 seconds to 25 minutes. Excuse me. So does the establishment of cutting copies mean there will be more missing or rare episodes of BBC television in private film collections in the UK? Excuse me. Not necessarily. The recent research suggests material removed by former BBC employees is more likely to be from the technical process and not returned overseas sales prints. The bigger question, yet to be fully answered, is what happened to the BBC negatives held by the likes of Rank, Kays, Henderson's, and other film processing laboratories when they ceased trading? The research is ongoing. The results will be published in journals and online, together with the accompanying series of interviews. This will become a significant pillar of Film is Fabulous. Education is a key aspect that, upon review, we believe will add greatly to the overall initiative and will allow many of our supporters to participate. So that's it. Now, Film is Fabulous has also told us at Whose Views this. Whose Views, it is important to point out that in the 1960s and the early 1970s, the BBC purchased and destroyed millions of feet of film each year. The role of the film processing laboratories, who are also undertaking work with other broadcasters and the major film studios, is fundamental. There you go. So thank you for that. Film is Fabulous. There's an update. Crikey. The BBC has revealed that the episode of Morcambe and Wise that they found, as Paul mentioned there, which first aired on the BBC on the 16th of September 1968, will be shown on BBC 4 and the BBC iPlayer on Thursday, the 14th of May 2026, the day that Eric Morecambe would have turned 100. BBC 4 will also air a collection of sketches called The Perfect Morcambe and Wise to mark this anniversary. There you go, Paul. How excited are you?
I'm really excited. I'm a massive fan of Morcambe and Wise. I have everything they've done, apart from this episode, obviously, and I adore them. I really do. And one of my favourite things they did was Singing in the Rain, particularly. I love that. It's wonderful. But it's fantastic. I'm really, really impressed with Film is Fabulous. I managed to do it again and convince the BBC to show it on the telly or on iPlayer at least so we can see it, which is wonderful. You know? And thank you again for them for making that a stipulation for returning it, because it's so kind for viewers to see it, which is lovely, you know?
Yeah, as I'll say it again, Thursday, the 14th of May, 2026 on BBC 4 and the iPlayer. For those of you, I'll be watching it. I'll be going and looking at this as well, because this is, again, as we keep saying, it's British entertainment history.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah,
very important.
And this cutting copy thing is fascinating. It really is. If it's going to have other avenues potentially of other finds of anything at all, whether it be Doctor Who, Morcambe and Wise, Dad's Army, Hancock, whatever, it just whets the appetite for more excitement to come. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Sorry, hello, smiley people in the chat. How are you? And Funky is saying to us, Pandora's box has certainly been opened now then. I'm going to let Film is Fabulous know you called it that, Funky. I've got a feeling they might like that. Actually, they might be watching. So hello to Film is Fabulous, to the guys there. It's good to see you.
The thing about it as well, JT, is what's interesting, always makes me laugh when the BBC have kept all the paperwork of everything, but thrown away the episodes. So luckily, they've got that paper trail to maybe find some of it, hopefully, again.
Yeah.
Hopefully. So yeah.
That's very, very true, actually.
BBC, though, isn't it? That is typically BBC. Isn't it?
Yeah.
The important stuff they get rid of, and the admin they keep. But I really do. I know we've said this every week. I really do hope that at the end, and I know Film is Fabulous probably will not care about it because they seem to me to be very gracious and not head in the clouds at all. They don't seem to be aloof at all. They're engaging with people, which is fantastic. But I really do personally hope the BBC put a thank you at the end or a credit to Film is Fabulous at the end. I have a feeling they won't because it's the BBC, but it would be the decent thing to do, which is also why I think they won't.
Yeah.
We are very, very skeptical on this channel, aren't we? But it's because
never.
It's because we've been there and done it for years now, haven't we? We were there when BBC Enterprises was there, and that morphed into Worldwide, and that moved into studios, weren't we, Who viewers? A lot of us were there. We know what the game is. How much money have they had from us over the last 30 odd years? Rory Neal is saying the Andre preview thing was done on Morcambe and Wise ATV show without preview. It's still a classic.
Yeah. They should. I think Gary Morcambe did a documentary and they showed a clip of that, and it works better with Andre Previn in it. But you can see the seeds of. In fact, a lot of the routines have been recycled a little bit. To be fair, you know.
I know. Yeah. Hello, Gary. Who's in the chat? Keep your chats coming, Gary. Nice to see you. And we've got Heretic saying to us, as much as I love hearing about Doctor Who missing episodes, I also love hearing about other missing finds. Even my missus, who doesn't follow this stuff, knew how important this find was. That's the brilliant thing about it. And it's brilliant for Film is Fabulous because the more of this wonderful, iconic British television that they uncover, the more press they get, the more people will become aware of them. And that's really important as well, I think.
Yeah, you're right. It's really good publicity because it's on all the news programs, regional programs, on the main news, on breakfast news. It's been really good for them, definitely.
Yeah. And hopefully it encourages more people to donate to them so they can carry on their work. I think that's key.
Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is. And if they're going to possibly get some sort of funding now for one of their projects, that's fantastic. Yeah. That is fantastic, isn't it?
Well, you get lottery funding. Sorry, JT, you get lottery funding, don't you, for preserving British heritage buildings and things like that.
Yeah.
And this is British heritage. I think if anything warrants lottery funding, it would be Film is Fabulous, quite frankly.
Yeah. Hello, Nate Channel. How are you? And I want to say hello to Crimply and Doubloon. Long time no see. It's nice to see you in the chat. Darren Reed is saying to us, do we get to see Ernie's short, fat, hairy legs? Yes, because there's a sketch about a nudist
you get more than just short, fat, hairy legs. I'm telling you that.
The TV film about Morcambe and Wise with Victoria Wood was very good too. So smiley people. I used to be friends with Victoria Wood's brother. He was a nice guy. Victoria Wood, as a lot of you in the chat will know, was one of my heroes. I absolutely loved her. She's been gone a long time now, of course. And that Morcambe and Wise film, not only was she in it, but she produced it and wrote it.
Yeah, she played Eric Morecambe's mum.
Yes,
and Vic Reeves played his dad brilliantly. Really,
and it was a great thing. And do you know what?
Yeah.
It's been deleted on DVD because when Victoria passed, I thought, right, I better go and I've got loads of Victoria Wood DVDs, practically everything she's done. But there were certain films, that brass one she did about the brass band in Manchester, and the Morcambe and Wise one, and then there was another one that I've forgotten. Not Housewife 49 because I got that, and I went to get them, gone. They're not there. So I don't know what's happened there, but I couldn't get them. I was quite annoyed about it. Hi, Peter Harrington. How are you? Nice to see you in the chat. And Rory Neal saying to us, Film is Fab is doing great work like Network used to. Yeah, I mean, if they had anything, it would end up with Network if they were still around, I suppose, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Caravon. This was Saturday nights in the 1970s and 80s. I remember Little and Large and Cannon and Ball. I wonder if they will find the Quatermass series. You never know.
Yeah, anything's possible. It really is.
It is now, isn't it? It really is. And we discussed that when we found the Doctor Who stuff. Anything is now possible. It's fantastic. and I'm really excited about all the possibilities that are there now. Gary Hewitt is saying to us, the Live Birds is on every day. That's TV. I know, Gary, I watch it. I know that. And Brad, Dr. Beeching, Citizen.
You rang my lord, yeah, all that kind of stuff.
I love it all,
Can I
Gary.
just say, just to speed the process on, there'll always be 95 missing Doctor Who episodes. Okay, just to speed it on a bit. Okay, Rick.
Oh dear. Hello, Synth John. I mentioned you at the top of the show. How are you? Good to see you. Thank you for that link this week. Synth John saying to us, hi all and Whotastic panel. Good to see you.
Hello.
What's this? Is it Nate's birthday? Here we go. Yeah, Nate Channel is saying it's his birthday tomorrow. And watching this show is the best gift of all. Well, happy birthday for tomorrow.
Happy birthday,
Nate.
yes. Yeah.
So he has a birthday on Star Wars Day, does he?
Yeah. Star Wars Day, May the 4th.
May the 4th, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, happy birthday to you, Nate.
Yeah.
Good to see you. And I hope you have cake. It's very important, I think, to have cake on your birthday. I really do. Lots of everybody saying happy birthday to you in the chat as well. Chris Graham is saying to us, I'd love to see the first series of The Live Birds with Pauline Collins. That's completely destroyed, though. There's no chance of finding that because there's no copies anywhere, is it? The BBC just wiped it. They got rid of it.
Unless, of course, there are some cutting copies somewhere, obviously.
I don't even think it got to that stage, to be quite honest. Paul Schletter is saying to us, thank goodness the film is fabulous. Mad to think now, without them, we would never have got to see the recovered episodes from the Dalek Master Plan. I know.
And they are fabulous, they really are. Yeah.
Yeah, we've enjoyed all that, isn't it? Hayden is saying to us, the BBC won't thank Film is Fabulous because they show the BBC up.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. He's not wrong, though. You know.
Not wrong at all. Seagull6819's with us. Hello, mate. How are you? Good to see you. And what we got this from SF Book Club. Hello. It's interesting how critics of post-2017 Doctor Woke want a long break and fans of the deeply unpopular Doctor Woke want it to continue immediately. It's interesting, isn't it? It's something, SF Book Club, that is interesting. And we've been looking at for quite some time here on the channel now. More of it coming in this show as well. So interesting to see what you think about it all, SF Book Club. Funky is saying, I miss network. So do I, mate. What a terrible thing to happen, eh? Raymond Williams has joined us. Hello, mate. How you doing? And Synth John is telling us that he finally stopped lurking. I'm pleased about that. I'm pleased about that. It's good to see you in the chat. They're a friendly bunch in there, aren't they? They really are. They are nice people in there, and they'll all look after you as well. So don't you worry about anything in there. All right. So there was Nate saying, yes, my birthday is May the 4th, Star Wars Day. Ha ha. There you go.
Fantastic. It's a great day.
Yeah. Two soups, a lot of you are saying in there. Yes, one of my favorites. Yes. And when I was waitering, I was actually doing it. One soup and another soup. One of my favorite things. Anyway, let's crack on. And get onto this. Yes, this week, Ncuti Gatwa reappeared. Ever so teeny weeny slightly. There's more of him to come, though.
Sorry, who?
Yes,
who?
exactly. Oh, yes, exactly. Because it was announced this week that Mr. Gatwa will be hosting Saturday Night Live UK on the 16th of May. Now, stand by your beds with this, everybody. Yes, because I know you're all excited about it. Saturday Night Live UK is a brand new alleged comedy show on, I think it's Channel 4, is it? I don't know. I'm not watching it. It's on one of the commercials. Oh, no, it's on Sky. Sorry, it's on Sky. And it's been going in America for decades, Saturday Night Live. And the format here is basically the same as the one that has been established for all that time in America. And from what I can see, gentlemen, it's not really taking off.
It's very American, though, isn't it? It's a very American format and everything else. And American formats don't really, just like they don't go the other way very well. They always have to be tweaked and changed, and that often makes them fail, really. I didn't think this one was going to be I haven't watched any of it. It doesn't float my boat at all. But I didn't think it was going to light anybody's fire, really.
Yeah. I've not seen it either. I'm not overly keen on watching it. I'm not that keen on the American version either. But did they not do a British version in the 90s with Ben Elton and stuff? So it was like
I think they did. And I was told I was wrong, but I'm sure they did, because I sort of vaguely remember tuning in and thinking this is crap. And I don't think it lasted long, did it?
Because I thought they're not the same thing with that's when they had Stavros on it with Harry Enfield and stuff like that, and loads of money. Was that not the same thing? Oh, am I getting confused with
I
that?
think it was. I don't know. It's a long time ago. But anyway, Ncuti Gatwa is appearing on that date, and he's going to be hosting this thing. Yeah.
Will he be looking off camera for RTD before he says anything, just to make sure he's allowed?
Well, I wonder if he's using auto cue because I'm surprised he can read. Sorry.
Bill Harry saying to us that Saturday Night Live, the UK program, with dropping viewers since it started. Gatwa will help that. Yeah, that was one of the points actually. Is that Gatwa's going to go into a show with dropping ratings. He'll be used to that. But yeah, I mean, it's not doing very well. It does seem to have. It is a Saturday Night Live show on Sky, and it does seem to be getting losing figures every week. I mean, I think the audience guys that they are aiming this for, I don't think they should be home on a Saturday night watching the telly anyway. I think they should be going out dancing and having drinky poos and socializing and getting off the bloody phones and getting away from the television. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So why the hell would they want to be in? I don't know. I don't know why they would want to be in and do that. You know, because go and get a life, get out there, have some fun. Lots of you commenting about this one in the chat, everybody. Yeah, that was Julianne there saying Saturday Night Live UK, don't watch that shite. John Steed, well, it would be Saturday Night Dead now. I think that's already happened, my friend.
It has ceased to be, certainly.
Yeah. Yes. Saturday Night Live UK, dead on arrival, says Legion of James. Yes, apparently it is 50 years it's been going for Saturday Night Live. Peace over there, apparently. Domgo is saying, well, Gatwa never made me laugh. And Funky is saying, yes, the amount of times the UK has tried to do Saturday Night Live. I think it's right, Paul. I mean, certain things for the American format don't fit British television and vice versa. And yet they always keep trying to do it. Why they didn't just go, well, it's not as if you can do comedy anymore, but why they just didn't take cameras to a comedy club on a Saturday night and broadcast it, proper comedy, I don't know. Because then you got the feel of the comedy clubs, much more natural than a stage set and an audience, which is based around some warehouse set or something like that.
The one thing that I think is interesting, and I might watch some of it on the Tube Review if I can find it anywhere, because I'm actually intrigued by what the comedy is actually like. Like you said, it may be quite woke or whatever, or be a bit protected from what they can and cannot make jokes about. So I'm interested to see what they have actually done with it, because will it actually be funny? Obviously not if it's dying on its arse, you know. So
well, apparently last night's edition, Amy Lou Wood, who's an actress, hosted. Now, she appeared in Sex Education with Ncuti Gatwa. And will he be sitting down to present, says Farsight, you naughty Farsight. And Paul Schlatter
well, because of his knees, he might be, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
We've got that from Paul Schlatter. I thought Ncuti was off to Hollywood. That's Frankie.
Well, he was supposed to be, wasn't he?
He's off to Cricklewood, continuing the Morcambe and Wise theme. There you are. Yeah.
The original SLN had been crap for years as digital pollution. Here's problem being saying, remember Friday Night Live hosted by Ben Elton on Channel 4. Oh, there you go.
That's what I mean. I was a day out, but I was nearly there.
Day out. No, it was something, yeah. Well, anyway, yes, Amy Lou Wood hosted last night's show, and apparently they did a Doctor Who sketch on it, another sketch on there, which... I don't know. I don't think it's gone down very well. I know a certain element of Doctor Who fandoms, i.e. the die-hard ones that love the TQ cult version of Doctor Who with Whittaker and Gatwa, you know, Dr. DEI, as I call it. They are moaning about what happened last night because there was a black doctor in it and Amy Lou Wood played the companion. And of course, now what some of them have done is said, oh, Amy Lee Wood, she should have played the Doctor because she was so much better than the guy that was playing the Doctor. There was a line in it allegedly about the Doctor, played by this black comedian, black actor, bolted towards the TARDIS to get out of a certain place as quickly as possible because the police were on the way. And then there was a political commentary about, you know, how police treat anybody who's black. That's so 80s. You know, it's all this nonsense, really, isn't it? I mean, so I don't think it was anything really to go and be worried about watching.
Right. Okay.
You're right.
The thing about Doctor Who sketches in general, though, they're not very good in general. I mean, look at the Lady Henry one. They're often awful things, aren't they? Really, Doctor Who sketches.
Yeah.
And even you're right though, about 1980s.
Sorry, and go on.
It's all right. You're right though about 1980s, aren't you? I mean, not the 9 o'clock news. I think they had a Constable Savage who arrested a Mr. Vincent Cadogo because he was wearing a loud shirt in a built-up area, and they were making it all out about the police arresting black people for anything. And you're right, that was absolute 1980s. I mean, it's 50 bloody years ago, for God's sake.
Yeah.
And they're doing it as if it's edgy. It's yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I'm of this great. I mean, there's so many. French and Saunders, Paul O'Grady, aka Lily Savage, Victoria Wood, the one you spoke about there with Lenny. Oh, look at
Lenny
me,
Henry. Yeah.
You know, and more. They all had
Tracker Jack. Sorry, another one.
Well, that was the kids ones. That was different. That worked.
Yeah,
but you know, the ones that were done for an adult audience, none of it worked. They were not funny because you can't send a send up.
Yeah.
No.
You know, Mark Greaves, thank you for your super chat. Saturday Night Live UK has shocking viewing figures and has already been cancelled, I've heard. It's called the Gatwa effect. Problem being, I'm sorry to hear that you are in pain with a broken tooth. Another one from the Trial of a Time Lord. Oh, no, it's an actual broken tooth. Right. So I'm just listening in and popping into post odds and sods. That's fine. Thank you, mate. Oh, get well soon. Plenty of paracetamol then until you can get a dentist, because they'll be closed tomorrow because it's Bank Holiday Monday.
Yeah.
Have you got a dental hospital near you? I hope you have. Gosh, isn't that awful? Well, get well soon. And, yeah, look after that. Yeah, lots of lovely Victoria Wood lines coming up through there. Absolutely. PB is actually saying to us, how can these people produce any comedy? They take themselves far too seriously.
Yeah, no sense of humor. That's right. Yeah.
Julianne is going crackerjack. Sorry, it's a reflex. Yeah. What else we got? Segal, what are you saying to us? The only time Lenny Henry was ever even vaguely amusing was when he impersonated David Bellamy. Yeah, he wouldn't be able to do that these days, would he?
Yeah.
Or would he? I mean, he's so, again, like showbiz is all hypocritical. The loads of them, aren't they? They're just, you know.
I used to quite like him on Tiz Wars. He was quite funny on Tiz Wars, I must admit, yeah.
But even that's non-PC, isn't it? Because he was well known for taking off a Japanese character with the full eye makeup and everything, and the voice, of course.
Well, I saw that on your Rang Malort the other night there. That was hilarious. On PC, yes, I love that.
Yeah. That's when you were able to laugh. Nate Channel was saying it was Little Britain was amazing in its day. I thought it was quite funny when it was broadcast, but I tried to watch it back in 2020 when we were all in that awful time, and I just thought, oh, this is really badly dated. And now, of course, I'll support it because they get their got at, you know, and it shouldn't be really. But there you go. All nonsense, really. Seagull's been controversial in the chat, saying Swap Shop was better than Tiz was. I believe you are right there.
Yeah.
I really do. And Thistle Podcast, hello, mate. Dead Ringer's Doctor Who sketches are good. I've only heard a couple. I've heard I've seen the one with Tom with Thingy.
Tom with Thingy.
Yeah, the guy that plays Tom. I can't remember.
Oh, Culture.
It does all the DVD, CDs and all that crap now as well. So yeah, I don't know. The Catherine Tate show was good, says Raymond Williams. What happened to her? No idea what happened to her. She had no idea. She's currently rehearsing for a new play. I know that much. Yes, she has to wear big skirts. And so Sydney Rough Diamonds in the chat with us as well. Good to see you. Nice to see you. So anyway, that was just that little bit there for you, everybody. Yes. So yeah, again, if you're interested, Ncuti Gatwa will be hosting Saturday Night Live UK live, obviously, on the 16th of May. Holly Humberstone is doing the music actually for that. I like her. She's very good. I do like her. She got a new album out. Came out the other week. It's really good. Yeah, look her up. You can look her up after the show. She's very, very good. I do like her. Anyway, so we've got that one. Something else that has come to our attention this week, everybody, and this might make you laugh because it made me chuckle like this, is that Doctor Who's up for an award. I don't mean proper Doctor Who at all. You won't believe the one that's up for an award. Actually, because it's our audience, yes, you would, because it's DEI crazy. It's madness. It's GI madness, DEI, because, of course, it is this particular story that came along here. From the Radio Times, popular The Wheel of Time and Doctor Who episodes among the nominees for prestigious sci-fi honor. Various series have received a well-deserved nod. Brace yourselves. The Wheel of Time and Doctor Who are among the sci-fi and fantasy shows to have been nominated for a Hugo Award, which recognizes excellence in the genre. Doctor Who's The Story and the Engine, which
Oh,
saw Gatwa's
God.
15th Doctor arrive in Lagos, Nigeria, to face an enigmatic figure known as the Barber, is nominated alongside the episode The Road to the Spear from The Wheel of Time, which showed Rand face the forgotten history of his family, featuring an actor called Joshua Stradowski playing various different episodes. The Story and the Engine is getting nominated for a Hugo Award. I'll just put all this out. Now, I don't watch this other one, this Wheel of Time thing, so I'll just leave all that there for you. But it was the fact, guys, that it was The Story and the Engine getting a Hugo nomination. So obviously, why has Bad Wolf put that up for the because, everybody, in my opinion, it was a massive flop. It's another example of DEI because the entire cast is of color. The writer was of color. That's what I'm saying. I just think it's because, look at this. This will make us look cool and right on right now. And we're bound to get the award for this because it ticks all the bloody virtue signaling boxes.
The trouble with this episode is there was a lot of bad episodes, but that was the worst. And they put that one up? Really? Really?
Yeah.
The Barber is hardly the monk or the master or the Rani, is it? The evil Barber with the twirly's moustache.
I would just say space babies to that, Paul, but it was pretty poor.
Yeah, it was awful. Awful.
Yeah.
It must have been because none of us liked any of that series, and I don't remember it. So I just remember just being very bored and the hair growing.
Yeah, that was just bloody stupid, wasn't it? And then the Fugitive Doctor turns up in it as well. Really? Right, yeah.
Oh, that's right. I'd forgotten that. Gosh. Well, that's how.
Blinking, you miss her, obviously, but yeah, she's in it. Yeah.
I shouldn't have said I'd forgotten. It would make me look very, very slick for what's coming later on in the show. We'll edit that out. We'll edit that bit out.
Okay.
What have we got here? Bad writing winning awards because you tick the right boxes. Utterly appalling, says probably. That's my point. When I looked at that first, I thought that's the only reason they've put that terrible. I can't even remember which series it came from. It was the second one, wasn't it?
Second one, yeah.
I think PB, they've just put it there because it ticks all the virtue signaling boxes. And because it's the industry, they love all that sort of stuff. Oh, this is brave and it's stunning and it's this and it's this and it's just all people of color in this. And it's wonderful. Yes, let's give it the award. And then they'll come back and say, oh, look, we've won a Hugo Award. And then we'll criticize it.
There's a pretty low bar of episodes for Ncuti's era, to be fair, but they could have picked a better one than that, surely, for God's sake, honestly.
Well, the only other one they would have gone for, surely, was Rogue, but that would have been the year before, because Rogue, again, ticks certain boxes, doesn't it? Ticks, ridiculous boxes. Is it up for the best barbers, says Domgo? Probably not.
I'm disappointed Space Baby didn't get it, to be fair.
Fafty Head, yep, Swap Shop Watcher here over Tiswell's, Blue Peter over Magpie 2. Shall I go to the naughty corner again, JT? No, because I'm with you on that one, Fafty Head, so no, you don't have to go to the naughty corner yet. Stephen Braddock is saying to us, oh no, not The Story in the Engine, that load of utter bill hooks. It's terrible, wasn't it? Yeah. As someone once said Segal, you cannot be serious. They are serious. They are nominated. It's been nominated. Funky is saying it's called The Spider and the Hairdresser in my mind.
That's far more exciting, to be fair. Yeah.
Here's another award for failure, says Darren Reed. Absolutely. Synth John is saying, I struggle with New Who. Well, join us. You're very welcome here then, because we do as well. We bloody well do, Synth John. Honestly, it was the worst television I have seen. And that Reality Kitchen Sink episode was just utterly insulting as television. I don't understand why the thing was not pulled halfway through for being totally bad. Steve Braddock saying to us, worst waste of a giant spider ever. I'd even forgotten about that. And Mark Walker saying, nobody gives a flying beep about the Hugos. I don't think they do either. Pete Harrington, Hugo Award for cutting hair, God preserve us. The Story and the Engine should be awarded for curing insomnia, says Thistle Podcasts. And Mark Greaves for a super chat saying they must just pick names out of a bucket. Well, that's an interesting point, guys.
Yeah, I think they probably do. Yeah.
Story names.
That one should have stayed in the bucket, to be fair. Yeah.
It's you just can't. You can't make it up, can you? It's like you've said already. We know why they've nominated that one. We know why they've put that one forward, and it's not because of the quality of their writing. Not at all.
I mean, it's still not a Doctor Who story either. Let's be honest, is it? Really, it doesn't have any Doctor Who vibes about it at all, regardless of whether. Yeah.
It wasn't. He took his play
Yeah.
and rewrote it.
And put the Doctor into it.
Who.
Yeah.
And it didn't work. And Russell, who knew the play well, should have stopped him and said, no, come up with something totally different. But oh no, because they're all, all around the message, copyright critical drinker, because it's all about, the DEI nonsense and ticking the virtue signaling. Oh no, we'll go with that. It's marvelous. It's wonderful. Oh, that's brilliant. That's the best script I've had this week. Oh, it's marvelous. I can just see
you're not going to get Mr. Arch plagiarist telling somebody else not to plagiarize, especially when it's their own work. He wouldn't recognize it. But it's another point underlining the fact that RTD really genuinely doesn't understand Doctor Who and probably never has.
No. Well, he's shown his true colours now, as we've proved on this show over the last couple of years, hasn't he? He's just shown he doesn't understand Third Doctor. He doesn't know Doctor Who. He thinks he does.
Well, as Terence Sticks has said, and X-Howard has said, Doctor Who is notoriously hard to write for. You need to have the right frame of mind to do it. And only certain people can do it,
Yeah.
Look at Robert Holmes, perfect for it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope S. Joe R.D. Hartman is all right there, because I've just shown his chat there, and it's a lot of smiley faces being sick. So I hope you're all right there. Hope you're all right, love. Graham saying to us here on the chat, that barbershop episode was the only one I saw. It was worse than I even expected, totally without merit in every single way. Yep, absolutely. Robert Payne, again, showing the hypocrisy of these people. The story when they ignored the racism and homophobia violence in Nigeria. Exactly. Yeah. That doesn't suit their narrative, do they? They have to show all the lightness and all this and that. They won't show the reality. That's why Doctor Who shouldn't do these things, I think, guys. I don't really like, I know they're trying to say, oh, look at us. We can go anywhere now, and we'll do this one because of this. I don't think it should. If you're going to do it, keep it in the UK. Mind you, we're just as bad these days, but
But if they'd showed it, if they'd set it in a European country, they would have focused on the racism and homophobia because white people bad. They wouldn't have been able to avoid it.
Yeah, exactly. But they can't do that with anything else, can they? These people are as probably Bean was saying, they're intellectually bankrupt. Exactly, Raymond, Nigeria, it's such a soft place for gay people. Try telling them that, because they're so hypocritical, they won't see it. It's like all these queers for Palestine nonsense, isn't it? Idiots, a lot of them. Farsight saying it's one of the biggest loads of nonsensical tripe ever. Hugo Awards, I hope you come along this show. Not really a hair-raising episode, said John Steed. Why is it getting an award, says Rick Storm? Because it was crap. Yeah, they're desperate, aren't they? They're desperate. They must think that if they got a Hugo Award for something, it might actually lead to investment for a new series, maybe. I don't know.
The thing that got me with the whole episode was it's so unbelievable. Your hair you can't just will it to grow back. Believe me, I've tried,
Yeah. Well, the one from a chemo, mine seems to be. I don't know. It's very odd.
Good for you, yeah.
I know, yeah. It's not something I'd recommend, though, by the way, just to do that.
No, it's a bit drastic, to be fair.
Very drastic, yeah. It could have been worse. It's funky. Imagine if the Reality World was nominated. That didn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if they nominated it for something. I'd nominate it for the biggest pile of crap on television ever, really. And I think it would win, and I'd celebrate, and I'd go, oh, Hercules. I really would, because that would be so funny, wouldn't it, viewers? St. John is quite rightly saying the Rani will always be Kate O'Mara for me.
Yeah.
The story on the site, says Thistle Podcast, saying it as it is. Dr. Watt, said S. Joe R.D. Hartman.
Dr. Where?
Yeah, I didn't see him at all in those two series. We even had clips of real Doctor Who in that episode, said Robert Payne. Did we? I've forgotten that.
Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, it's terrible. Yeah.
Did we? Did
we?
Well, the original Doctors.
Original Doctors and New Who Doctors and Jodie Whittaker. Yeah.
They've been doing it for years, on and off now.
They did it in Rogue as well, didn't they? With all those silly heads.
Richard E. Grant didn't turn up in this one, though.
I can't remember. I don't remember. Steve Braddock saying to us, it had the plot of a Play-Doh barbershop with the growing hair. I used to love that when I was a kid. And Legion James, it's such an insult. We all know why this story was nominated. It wasn't for any other reason than the big box tick. I can't think of anything else because it's bloody awful. Hopefully they'll watch it. Mind you,
I bet it wins as well. Better wins the Hugo Award.
Yeah, because we're dealing with people in the industry, aren't we?
Yeah.
You know, they love all that.
Did Moffat win one once?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Blink won it once, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
I think Girl in the Fireplace might won it as well. I think he's won a couple of times. I think. Yeah.
I think that one did. Yeah, if they're giving awards for that rubbish, I've got a compost heap that's just as worthy. Says Julianne Goodwin. Send them a picture. You might get something.
Yeah.
You might get something. Hayden wants to know: is there any chance that RTD is on the Hugo Awards panel? I'd like to know who it is. Hello, John Mason. BBC were best back in the day, not anymore. Yeah, no, they've lost it now completely, haven't they? Too many activists in there, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Fafty had Hugo nomination. Was it the category of a writer plagiarizing his own work? It gets my FFS award. Yeah, because that's all it was. He just took his play and that was it. That's why it was just Mecronon. Hiya. I would nominate it for a Razzie instead. Yeah, we could do that, couldn't we? We could do that. We could send them in. Space Peninsula. Hello to you. It was wrong to connect Ncuti's identity and culture to the Doctor. He's a bloody time-traveling alien. Diluted the character into nothing. That's a nice point, guys.
Yeah. Because the bizarre thing is, whatever colour the Doctor happens to be, it doesn't matter. He's going to get prejudiced all around the universe, surely, in some shape or form, at some point. So that's not that relevant, is it, to be fair, is it? You know?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if he was a white male, he'd be getting prejudiced in the UK, wouldn't he? Because the BBC wouldn't.
Yeah. Hello to 44 Corp, who's saying to us, the Wheel of Time actor is known for his award-winning LGBTQ-friendly film, Just Friends. Make of that what you will. I've never heard of this. Mind you, it's not my part of the community, is it? Hashtag LGB without the TQ. So we probably wouldn't get on. Yeah, gosh. Thanks for that, though, 44 Corp. I haven't watched The Wheel of Time. I know various people are doing reviews and stuff on it, but I don't have access to it, so I've never seen it.
What is it? Do you know what it is?
No? Something to do about wheel in time?
Yeah, a time wheel? That sounds very exciting, doesn't it? Yeah.
I've just thought of a joke, but I'm not going to say it.
Is it too rude? Is it too rude? Okay.
Too blue, as we used to say back in the old days.
Tell us afterwards. Yeah.
I'll tell you later on. After 9, as we say. What happened to the After 9 on the BBC and ITV as well? What happened to all that sensible stuff?
Yeah.
You know,
there's no watershed anymore. It's anything goes these days. You know.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the Blue Peter presenters are effing off every 2 minutes.
That wouldn't surprise me. Yeah.
Thank you for that, Rick. Rick Storm saying to us, the Wheel of Time series was crap too. Right, that's good to know.
That's bound to win then.
I'm not missing anything then. I'm not missing anything according to the Craig Dunlop as well. Wheel of Time is the worst piece of woke Lord of the Rings knockoff you could ever hope not to watch. Oh, it's one of those. Yeah. Oh, really? Oh.
More plagiarizing then. Yeah.
That's awful, isn't it? Lex is also coming in with us after his day meeting William Shatner. He's never gonna let us forget that. Wheel in Time, it's a bit like Lord of the Rings meets Harry Potter for adults. So it sounds awful.
It does.
Another one from Steve Braddock. The Wheel of Time is a sword and sorcery series, but it's woke as hell. How can you possibly have an agenda like that in a sword and sorcery? Surely it should all be flashes and magic and cutting people's heads off. Excalibur type things, people getting their boobies out and stuff like that.
Wouldn't he?
Yeah. Oh well. I don't think I'm missing anything there. Thank you, everybody. No, I'm pleased about that. But thank you for all that, everybody. But there you go. Yeah, Doctor Who is up for a Hugo Award for the story and the engine. That's what I call really scraping the bottom of the barrel there, isn't it? Can you hear it? There you go. Awful, isn't it, everybody? What a shame. What a shame indeed. I tell you what else is scraping the bottom of the barrel, everybody. It's BBC Studios. When will they ever listen? When will they ever learn? And of course, I am talking about this that was announced this week. Doctor Who's new multi-platform adventure starring Joe Martin confirms the start date. Now, we talked about this last year, I think it was. I think it was early last year, wasn't it? When they said they were going to be doing this thing with Joe Martin as this
the Fugitive Doctor.
Yeah,
it's just written there. Okay.
Oh yeah, so it is. I was never any good at autocues, but no, this is the Fugitive Doctor who 90 9% of the fan base does not recognize, because apparently in that terrible series starring Jodie Whittaker and produced and written and showrun by Chris Chibnall, she comes before Hartnell. Yeah?
No, they've not officially confirmed it, as far as I'm aware.
Right.
They've not said on camera, as far as I'm aware, she's definitely before Hartnell. It's all been a bit kind of fudged a bit, which is handy, I think. But they've alluded to that being a possibility, which is nonsense.
Ridiculous.
Didn't Jo Martin herself allude to something like that in an interview?
But it's never been written down in prose or written on an audio or appeared in any episodes. It's never actually. It's not canon, unlike Dimensions in Time. Okay.
I might be very. Anyway, we'll move that. We'll save that. No, according to this Third Doctor, and you are right, she has gone onto a convention. And when asked where does your Doctor fit in the chronology of the series, she says, as far as I'm concerned, she's the first. She is before William Hartnell. No,
never. Over my dead body.
Absolutely.
I'm sure that can be arranged, but
never.
Yeah.
Anyhow, that small black girl that died falling off a cliff was the first one, allegedly.
Oh, you're going to lose me now.
Don't you start.
She was, wasn't she? I mean, so we know it was in that stupid alternate, not real and not canon universe. It was a black female child, and then all different races. And then eventually, when they were scraping the barrel, he did a white one.
Right.
And the thing was, it was about 6 or 7 incarnations that this Time Lord tested the power of regeneration on, and that character killed all these incarnations of the Doctor at that point. She wasn't the first at all. You know, she's maybe 7th at least, or 8th. You know what I mean? So.
So you've lost me now. I still get confused with this whole thing. I just don't understand how that can actually happen, how we can have this whole thing pre-Hartnell. It's called Doctor Who, for heaven's sake. And anything that happened to the Hartnell before we meet him in the junkyard in 1963 should not ever, ever, ever be entered into, because you take the Who away, don't you?
Yeah,
I mean, this is somebody else. This is Chris Chibnall, who was allegedly a fan and got it massively wrong as well.
Yeah.
Dear BBC, says Dongo, the first Doctor is not an overweight middle-aged black woman. And thank you for your super chat there, Hugh Janus. Kirsty's already on the floor laughing now. Hugh Janus saying Wheel of Time has been cancelled.
Oh, that's a good sign, isn't it? Yeah.
Damn.
That means we don't have to go and watch it.
Yeah.
I've got this strange feeling about the Harry Potter series as well, because they're filming the second series back to back with the first. Now, what other shows has that worked with? That's not a good sign,
course.
is it?
Yeah. So they changed their mind. I thought they were going to have a gap between 1 and 2.
Yeah, we said that, didn't we? Yeah, but it looks like they're going straight ahead with series 2 of that, because this whole Black Snape thing, which is ridiculous, of course, he should not be black. Call me what you like, he should not be, because it affects the whole story. Anyway, I'm going on from one of your things.
Are we getting a female Lord Voldemort? Has that been...
That's the rumour.
Yeah.
That's the rumour. It's terrible,
Tilda Swinton was going to be a possible ability of that character.
That's bloody awful. Bedweir's with us. Hello, Bedweir. Jo Martin maybe wants a burger in that Tesco ad. Proper acting chops. She was in a Tesco ad. Yeah, I think it was you, Bedweir, that told me she was in a Tesco ad. And one day I saw it and I thought that must be her there, when she couldn't get any work between Holby and whatever else she was going into.
She's also one of the Christian Bale Batman movies as well.
Is she?
Yeah. But I don't think she's not a bad actor per se, but I think she's not Doctor Who material. She's not the Doctor at all. She doesn't have that gravitas at all. She acted Jodie off the screen as her version of the Doctor.
And so did some of the scenery, really.
Yeah, a piece of wood could do that, to be fair. Yeah.
We've got Hartnell first, end of, says Darren Reed, quite rightly. And Raymond Williams, nobody gives a toss about Jo Martin's Doctor, apart from the BBC's DEI apartment. And Bog Fanish lick their behinds. Which reminds me, as we get into this whole story about Circuit Breaker, which we did report on last year, here it is now. We're going to go through the details of this, but it's one of the subjects of one of our polls this evening, Who Views. Yeah. Will you buy Circuit Breaker? Nice and easy. 1 for yes, 2 for no, or 3 for some of it. Start that now. Will you buy Circuit Breaker? Will you buy into Circuit Breaker? 1 for yes, 2 for no, and 3 for some of it, as we get into the story, gentlemen.
GT, I'm disappointed there wasn't a fourth option that said get to Falkirk. That would have been much better. Yeah, so,
I do like the wheel.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is what we've got. So this is what it looks like. You would have seen this, I'm sure, in the week. This is Doctor Who Circuit Breakers. This is another one of these really, really popular things that has made the BBC so much money over the last few years, which include Doomsday and Time Lord Victorious, which were setting the world on fire. Everybody bought into it. It was a massive, massive popular thing. And, you know, the BBC earned millions through it.
Did they? Oh, that was sarcasm. Sorry, it was. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's one of these things. But according to the Radio Times, the multi-platform adventure, or as some of the BBC have been calling it, and they had to do it because they had to get the word in, some of the BBC has been calling it transmedia. They have to do it. They do, don't they? But it goes on to say the multi-platform adventure, which consists of various releases, including book publications, magazine issues, Big Finish audio dramas, posts on the unit website, and releases from Eastside Games, will begin on the 25th of June, 2026. It will see a single escalating crisis play out across various formats, with each release unlocking new clues and secrets. Oh, yippee-doo. New images of Martin have also unveiled the Fugitive Doctor's new look. It looks like the same one she wore last time to me, with the actor saying, Circuit Breaker now has an official start date. I'm delighted for fans to join the Fugitive Doctor on a brand new adventure, one that may even showcase a more vulnerable side. Yes, she does have one. But for now, I invite you to take a first look at my Doctor's brand new costume. It looks exactly the same. She's got a hat.
It's just a hat. Yeah.
It's just a hat.
Yeah.
The synopsis for the adventure reads, and I know you're all gripped by this. I know you're excited. So, you know, I can feel the anticipation. In the depths of UNIT's most secure facility, the Black Archive, familiar objects have been pulled through time and space, surrounded with a dangerous energy signature, threatening to tear reality apart. With time running out, newly appointed head of the Black Archive, Osgood, played by Ingrid Oliver, and her assistant Andrew, played by somebody I've never heard of, called Amari Douglas, turn to the only person who can help, the Doctor. Sadly, somebody called Joe Martin turns up. This is no ordinary crisis and not the Time Lord they are familiar with, as the Doctor confronts her most... I'm never going to get used to saying that. As the Doctor confronts her most infamous enemies, such as Daleks, Cybermen, Sontarans, and a rogue weeping angel, boring, she is forced to complete a mission with an insidious presence lurking in the shadows, even more boring. Secrets begin to surface and blah, blah, blah. I'm bored with it already. Let's go on to the next slide. So this is it. This is what it's all about now. Now, listen, on this bit panel, Paul, Third Doctor, viewers, I'm going to read this out to you. Now, I want you to spot, everybody, what the common theme of this is, okay? Because there's a theme here. Not just the whole theme of this Fugitive Doctor running around, whatever she's running around in. There's another
breaking circuits. Yeah.
Breaking circuits, yeah. Let's look together. Calling the Doctor on the unit website, written by Ismi Jikimi Pearson. Adversary of the Daleks by Dulce M. Montoya and Dan Watters, with stunning art from Roberta Ingranata and Sammy Cavella. The Honourable Society, written by Jason Quinn, who's the alleged editor, and illustrated by Anthony Williams. The Deadliest Weapon, written by Steve Lyons, narrated by Joe Martin, with David Banks as the cyber leader. Dawn of the Daleks, written by Dulce M. Montoya and Dan Watters, with stunning art from Roberta Ingranata and Sammy Cavella. Castling, written by Mario Montasti. Don't Blink, written by Esme Jikimi Pearson. The Doctor and the Three Witches by Janelle McCurdy. Moment Mori by Mario Montasti. And The Black Archive Files, which is a Circuit Breaker DVD release, which we're going to be looking at in a second. Did anybody spot a theme?
There's a bit of box ticking in there, I think, as well. Yes, is that what you're referring to?
I am absolutely 100%. 5 points to you.
Thank you.
So you get 5 house points. But yeah, I'm absolutely look at that. Yet again, it's obvious tick boxing. Where are the giants of Doctor Who these days? Where's Gareth Roberts? Well, we all know why they won't use him, because they're idiots. Where's Robert?
What do you think Don't Blink's about? Any idea?
Don't care. But there's not even Gary Russell, their darling favourite in this. And they've gone for people that have had Esme Jikmiki Pearson, or whatever. Didn't she write the Church on Ruby Road new version for the Target books, which didn't do anything?
Yeah.
I'm
hoping there's a line in one of the audios that says, "I'm the Doctor, but not the one you wanted." I hope that comes up somewhere.
They're not going to do that, are they? They're not going to do that. But I mean, there's Steve Lyons in there who wrote some of the slightly more batshit books in the was it the Virgin range? I think he did.
Yes, I think so. Yeah,
he's not. I don't know if he's done anything since then, so that's quite a gap. But I mean, he's the only name.
Did Steve Lyons write Fires of Vulcan with McCoy and Mel, which was quite a nice one? Yeah,
that's a good one, actually. Yeah, that's a good one. Full house on the DEI bingo card, says Woodhouse 122. 5 house points for you, Woodhouse 122. That's exactly what I was getting at. Hugh J, I'm sorry, I've got to that point now, Who viewers, when this is what they've done to me. I look at this, and whereas my previous selves would never have seen anything like that, I do. All I see is tick box, virtue signal, tick box. And I don't really like these people for putting me in that frame of mind anymore. This is what the far lefties have done to me. They have made me see the differences between everybody now. And I just think immediately, that's not for me. That is not for me. Hugh Janus, thank you for your super chat. If we didn't see it, she didn't do it. I didn't see the Whittaker era. Yeah. Doesn't count. I've written off the Gatwa era because it doesn't count, because I didn't like it. It's as simple as that. Never let them tell you out there that just because they like it, it is canon. Canon is what you want it to be. I want to know what you guys think in our poll. Are you going to be investing in it? Is it canon to you? We're going to be having a look at this in a minute. Pete Harrington is saying, open the box and take the money.
Yeah.
Matthew Pounder, retcons are political, not creative. Hello, Ezra Goldstein. How are you? It's nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. Nice to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Head games and conundrum, says Farsight Paul. Ian.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
There you go. Thank you for that.
Like you said earlier, JT, they've not learnt from this at all, have they? I mean, what was the thing, Doomsday, with Suze Keltner, or her name was?
Kapoor.
I can't remember what her name was, but it was bloody awful. That trailer, remember that trailer she did? Fucking hell.
But also, she was another one, Ian, wasn't she? She was another one that came out and slagged off the fan base before the product was even launched. That's why it didn't do anything. It was very, very small numbers, you know. And Darren Reed is actually saying to us, this will be as popular as that deadliest deadly assassin woman ever.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the Doomsday Assassin, that was it. Yeah.
Awful. Absolutely awful. Macronom, to summarize, written and designed by Checkbox. And this one from Julie. Hello, Julie. How are you? It's just dumb fan fiction. It belongs on fan websites. Let's have a look at what we're saying. We do have a poll for you, everybody. Will you buy Circuit Breaker? 1 for yes, 2 for no, and 3 for some of it. I can tell you that right now at the moment, 96% of you are saying no. 2% of you are saying some of it, and 2% of you pressed 1 for yes. So there you go. So keep it coming. Will you buy into Circuit Breaker? 1 yes, 2 for no, 3 for some of it. We've got 250 people watching us now. Get into the chat and press that button and let me know. Are we talking nonsense? Come and have a go. Let us know. Push that button. So they're not. It's based on the same things as the last two, as you can see here, guys. The color coding there: audio, book, comic, DVD, game, magazine, and website.
They clearly think we'll buy any old shite, don't they? That's the thing.
Yeah.
They're not learning, though. This is my doctrine. This is my point. Time Lord Victorious, load of crap. Doomsday, load of crap. Here's a third one. Why?
That list of stories that you read out, JT, so I mean, the Sontarans have got to be in there somewhere, then, haven't they? Because there's Sontarans on that little.
Yeah. They are. They are, and this is where it gets very, very interesting, isn't it? Well, I'm sorry for laughing at this because this is bloody ridiculous. Time Lord Victorious, if you remember, had a compilation DVD and Blu-ray. Do you remember?
Mm-hmm.
which practically consisted of mainly the classic stuff put on one set. Well, Circuit Breaker is copying that format. A compendium of stories exploring the Circuit Breaker arc. Okay. Here is the possible cover for this. It says the artwork not final, but I suppose more or less can guarantee you that it is. Now, this is the Blu-ray version. Now, listen to this. Blah, 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 the whole thing about the unit, blah, blah, blah. They turn to the only person who can help them. It's the Doctor, blah, blah, blah. It's not the Time Lord they're familiar with, blah, blah, blah. Osgood has pulled together top secret accounts from units, records of the Doctor's adventures to help the Fugitive Doctor return these objects and complete the mission. Each of these files is listed below. So what you're getting on this Blu-ray and the DVD equivalent, Who viewers, if you are interested, is Fugitive of the Jadoon, Dalek, the Sontaran Stratagem and the Poison Sky, Time Heist, Genesis of the Daleks, War of the Sontarans, Blink, The Shakespeare Code, written by Gareth Roberts, The Girl in the Fireplace, and The Impossible Astronaut and Day of the Moon. This Blu-ray includes 10 beloved stories from Doctor Who, and also includes an interview with the Fugitive Doctor, Joe Martin, and bonus booklet, both exclusive to this Blu-ray release. Now, I know you're all rushing to buy this and pre-order this. Please don't.
It's
Please
going straight to number one, clearly, obviously. Yeah.
Well, this is very interesting because this, again, is taking the template that they did before for the Time Lord Victorious. But note that there is only one proper Doctor Who there, Genesis of the Daleks. Again, how many times can they release it on how many different sets? Because this must have been released 20 odd times now, including the VHS stuff, because they peddled it out 3 or 4 times on the Davros collection, this one.
Yeah.
Well, do you know what I mean? It's nonsense. So here it is again. But the rest of it, of course, is all the new stuff. So they're aiming it at a minority audience, really, I think. Do you know what I'm saying? I can tell you.
I wonder if Davros have legs in this version. I wonder.
I'm surprised that after all the fuss with RTD and Davros Gate, they're actually doing it.
Yeah.
I can tell you that before the show, I did look on the Amazon.co.uk, and I can tell you that currently, because it's brand new and it was released the other day, it's currently sitting at number 34 in DVD and Blu-ray, because it's on both DVD and Blu-ray. It's number 3 in the DVD and Blu-ray box sets. It's number 12 in science fiction DVD and Blu-ray, and it's number 13 in drama for DVD and Blu-ray. So yet again, it's showing that Doctor Who will sell. Bearing in mind as well that this is the new stuff. There's only Genesis of the Daleks from the old ones.
Yeah.
So it's not even anything to do, as far as I'm aware, with this Joe Martin lady.
Well, it is the first episode, The Fugitive of Jadoon, is our introductory episode that she's in.
Oh, is this? Oh, right. So
and bizarrely, it's got John Bannerman in it as well, which I'm pleasantly surprised. You know,
it gets better. It gets better. The bloody
hypocrites.
hypocrites. That's incredible. So there you go. That's what's on it. I'm going to keep an eye on this, of course, because this is going to be funny. Because it hasn't gone massively well. Yes, okay, it's number 3 in box sets, DVD and Blu-ray, but how long will it stay in the number 3 in Amazon? Let's keep an eye on it, Who viewers, shall we? Because I think it will go plunge immediately this week as the novelty of this thing disappears. But that's just me. Now, the other thing I want to tell you about this, and I'll come to you all in the chat shortly, because I know you'll be chatting about this. I will come to you in a second, because I've got this to tell you about as well, is the price. The Blu-ray for all this is $32.99. $32.99. It's also interesting, isn't it, that this is also appeared on Amazon.co.uk with somebody called Rufus commenting, over the past 30 days, the price of Doctor Who Time Lord Victorious Road to the Dark Times has ranged from £7.99 to £13.90. The current price of £13.90 is the highest during this period, having increased from £7.99 in early April. And there you can see the proof, £13.90 for the Time Lord Victorious, which also includes Genesis of the Daleks. So they were pre-warned, of course, that this has come. So in case anybody wants to take part in the previous one, Time Lord Victorious, they've put the price up. It's
They will try anything, won't they? They really will. Yeah.
It'll die
£7.99
in
a
dust.
couple of weeks ago, and now it's that price now. Who viewers? Sorry, and £13.90 now, and £13.90 now, and it was £7.99 for the Blu-ray a couple of weeks ago. The DVD has also gone up as well. I checked. But if you are interested, this on Blu-ray for all those things which you've probably got already is £32.99. Who are they aiming this at?
Well, it's got the exclusive interview with Joe Martin, and it must be worth all the money just for that, surely.
If she's
That was
supposed to be
sarcasm
this
there.
empowered woman, why does she need to dress as a man? Three-piece suit, Tom Baker style hat. She's added the glasses as well, I think. I can't remember. I don't
No, she
care.
had glasses originally, and I remember, yeah. But it's like she looks like someone's pimp. I have to say, I'm sorry, she really does.
Yeah, like out of a 70s Starsky and Hutch, like
or
Fozzie
like
Bear's mum,
Shaft, one of the Shaft movies or something. You know,
Yeah.
it's bizarre. Yeah.
and not one of the good characters either.
No.
It's an expensive frisbee, says Peter Harrington. Several in the set, from what I can tell there, Peter. To tell you,
Or a lovely range of coasters, perhaps. Yeah.
Yeah,
Give 'em
he's also
chickens,
saying get
put 'em
out of town. Daniel Cox is with us saying that's a bargain. Matthew Pounder, cost of living crisis, anyone? Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and it must be in a minority of people that actually recognize Joe Martin as the Doctor. I mean, it's even got here, Doctor Who Circuit Breaker, the Black Archives file, Blu-ray, starring Joe Martin. It doesn't, though. If she's only in one episode, it doesn't.
But they're expecting all the fans who are into this to buy everything, the books, the CDs, the audios, etc., the Blu-ray, blah blah blah, buying everything. I mean, really, you must be crazy if you're going to buy all that.
How often
Sure.
have they gone on record saying they don't buy stuff anyway?
Yeah.
So
And
they must
surely
be
before
relying
this-
on us, and that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
From the episodes that I hear, Ian, surely they have all this anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
you can
Well,
get...
the only one I care about is Genesis, and I've got that, like you say, I've got
Yeah.
that and had that about 50 times over.
But also,
Not
every one of
to
these
mention
titles,
TV recordings.
every one of these titles,
And the
you can get-
record. Yeah.
every one of these titles you can get now are now really down in price for DVDs and Blu-rays themselves. So you can get things like The Impossible Astronaut Day of the Moon on the Blu-ray for £7. The Shakespeare Code, you can get it for £5. You know, Genesis of the Daleks, you can get it for £2.99 on some websites now on DVD. You can also, of course, get it on the Blu-ray version for the box set. I mean, everybody's got this before. So they're putting it out on Blu-ray and charging that price. They're charging $32.99 for it. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
And it's part of all this other stuff. I can also tell you that the audio CDs are £11. There's something called the Kaleidoscope book, which is £22. They're doing it again.
I hear the words landfill again, don't you? Yeah.
I just don't know. I don't know what BBC Studios are doing. I don't understand them at all. I don't know who's advising them. I think it's absolutely unbelievable what they're doing. And again, they just don't understand the Doctor Who market. They just think anything with the logo will sell.
Mm.
And the trouble is, the fans that they're upset, we're the ones they've upset, and we're the ones that spend the money on the good stuff, and they've lost us. So that's it's their own fault.
Yeah. And now they've divorced an awful lot of people that were buying the good stuff because of the AI intervention within the original series.
Yeah.
As Julianne is saying to us here, I'd rather flush my money down the bog. The problem being, saying to us, they know that only a tiny fraction will buy it, so they're mugging them with the price hike. I can assure you, says Darren Reed, that Circuit Breaker will not be breaking my bank account. And Lex with us saying, I won't be buying this Blu-ray. Sorry, Joe Martin, you are not the Doctor. And yet they're insisting, Lex, that she is. She's on all the publicity material as well. This is what I'm talking about, the doubling down again, everybody, from a very arrogant BBC Studios who are now looking at trying to bring the series back in some form for 2028. Who's going to be there waiting for it? We're going to be talking about that very, very shortly. Bill Lowry is saying, oh, well, that price increase is the only thing that's put me off, ... I'm sure you're being a bit naughty there, aren't you, Bill? I think you were. Good to see you. Expensive wind chimes. That's what they are, says Matthew Pounder. Can't wait to see where the Blu-ray chat. Yeah, we've just gone through that piece. And John Steed says, wait a year and it'll be £1 in the bargain bin. Or, as Time Lord Victorious got down to, $7.99. Although, as we've pointed out, and after we've just said there, they have put the price up again to accompany this.
Yeah, as I said, not the bargain bin, but just straight in the bin, to be fair. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think it'd be a year.
No.
Yeah. If you are buying this, you can tell me. I want to know who this is going. If you're buying this, you know, we've got over 240 people watching us. If you're buying this, please come into the chat and say you're buying it and why. You won't get mugged or anything like that. You won't get criticized.
You get mugged by the BBC for buying it, to be fair.
Exactly. let me know.
Yeah.
Let me know. Legion of James, BBC wasting their time on this when they could just be releasing standard Blu-ray proper Doctor Who collections. Only a couple more to go, though. We've got Rory O'Neill saying, I'm surprised they can call it the Black Archive. Is it not IST? In their heads, yes, you're right. It really is. Problem being, reminding us that we're already being mugged by character options this year.
Yeah.
That's a very, very good point. Julie, they should do series releases with figures. I'd buy them. Again, season 7 with the TARDIS, Doctor and Bessie, it would sell loads. It'd be very expensive to do, though. That's the problem. Very expensive to do, Julie. And even I would be turning around going, oh, I don't know. I'm not sure about that. Steve Andrews, I won't be buying it. Not a bloody chance from Cara. Yeah, Graham
will have to make space on his shelf for 3, of course.
I don't know. Bedwea, are you still there? Are you going to be buying into Circuit Breaker? Let us know. Synth Jonathan, I'd rather spend $32.99 on some old Target Doctor Who books, which I sadly got rid of, which I do regret. I bet you do. Oh, I bet you do. Yeah. And Funky is saying that CEX will be getting an influx of Doctor Who DVDs after this release. How can people afford it? How can they buy it? There's so much involved with it again. And as I said, Time Lord Victorious and Doomsday didn't do well. Why is the BBC, why are BBC Studios not learning? Why are they insisting on this? Is it to make them look clever?
There's no business sense whatsoever. You think after 2 failures they wouldn't do it again. It doesn't make any sense.
They must seem to think
they would
that's
change and do something different.
I mean, it surely never made any money. That's why they're doing it again. Surely not.
The problem they've got though with Ian is that even if they changed it, you can't, because which Doctor are you going to use? You've got 4,000 of them now. Look at the one they've got here now. The show isn't popular. It's not even that popular with us. So, you know, would we spend money on, even if it was Matt Smith, on something like this? Probably not, because you have to go from there to there, to there, to there, to there, to there, and that. This is a way of them trying to make all their partners and themselves, you know, the people that have got licenses with them, money. That's all this is
At least
about.
you have a bit of a connection to Matt Smith. With Joe Martin, there's no connection at all, because she's not the Doctor. She's never established she's the Doctor. Even if she had the chance to do that, she's not the Doctor at all. You know, at least Matt Smith was, you know?
Yeah.
Would you go from there to there to there to there and spend money on this, though, Paul, even if it was Matt Smith?
No, not even as Matt Smith. But what I mean is, at least you could have watched him for a couple of seasons. You quite liked him, you know. You may consider bits of it, but it's too nebulous. It's just, as someone said, it's fan wank. That's what it is.
That's all it's, and it's not even for the fans. This is for a minority of fans that I saw bedwetting themselves the other day. And I'm talking here under 20-year-olds. I hope you're all working to get all this. This is going to cost you a lot of money over a lot of months. John Mason saying to us, wouldn't have it in my collection for free. And problem being, you know, they would reboot the show with Joe Martin as the first Doctor. I'll put my money on it. We're going to be talking about the reboot update rumors that we've heard. I wouldn't put it past them as well. There is a one-off comic, The Fugitive Doctor comes before Hartnell, says Dark Hole. Not in our book,
really?
then. No, Dark Hole. Never going to happen.
Well, if they do that to the reboot, then we're never going to watch it ever. You know, that's it. That's killed it stone dead for me. I'll tell you that. Yeah.
Well, we might take the piss.
Sorry?
We might take the piss.
Mm.
Yeah.
Take the piss.
Yeah. Well, that's true. Lots of you in the chat with us. Thank you about this one as well. John Steed saying to us, I've been around a lot of charity shops looking for DVDs, and the amount of new Who there is unbelievable, especially Jodie's and Gatwa. I've been saying this for ages, haven't I, John? I see this all the time, and it's a shame because it means, I mean, I've seen Eccleston, Tennant, Smith, Whitaker, all in the shops, all in these charity shops, And it just means that the kids that were watching at the time, unlike us, grew up and left the series behind, whereas we grew up and took the series with us, and it was very important for us. It didn't capture them enough to retain it into their teenage years and into adulthood. They're not going to go back to it anytime soon, whereas we stayed with it even through 15 years of the show off there. They didn't manage it. This new Who, or old Who as it is now, because it is 21 years old, it didn't manage to achieve what the original series did.
No
It's a shame. It's a shame. And those kids have gone. Because honestly, for those of you outside the UK, you won't believe it. You can go to any charity shop, and unfortunately, there's millions of them on our high streets now, and you will always find something to do with the RTD rebooted Doctor Who. Always things. It's so sad. It's so sad. Right, let's get into the poll, which said, will you buy Circuit Breaker? And we've got here 2% of you are saying, yes, you will. Thank you for being honest with us. I appreciate it. 2% of you are saying you'll buy some of it. Thank you very much for being honest with us. But 97% of you are saying, no, you won't. No, you won't be buying it. So BBC Studios, there's a big message for you. We've got 250 people watching us at the moment, and 97% of our audience live tonight here on Who's Views, the big show headlines, is saying, no, they're not buying Circuit Breaker. I certainly wouldn't be looking at doing something like that again, would you?
No, not at all. It says it's a crazy lack of business common sense. It didn't work before. Don't do it again. Do something else.
The BBC's supposed to be strapped for cash as well. I'm not surprised.
No wonder they are. Yeah.
Stupid stuff like this. What? Because it's going to cost them to produce the rubbish first, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
To pay the imbeciles that are involved in it. And
I'll just go through that again. 2% voted one, yes. 2% voted for some of it, which was number 3, and 97% said no. 97% of our audience. Thank you for being honest. For those people who said you were going to buy it, enjoy it. Enjoy it. I don't know. Personally, of course, no, I don't want anything to do with it at all. Not at all. There's better things to spend my money on.
I'd be interested to know those, obviously not now, but those that do buy it, if they see it through, if they can be bothered to see it through and get everything, or if they tap out partway through. Again, no disrespect to them at all, and fully appreciate whatever they choose to do. But I'd be interested to know if they go through and buy everything, and if they do they feel it's value for money?
Yeah. I don't know, but there you are. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for joining. That's just for fun. So thank you very much. Yeah, so that's this thing with this particular version, allegedly, of the Doctor. Never will be for me. I won't recognise it. Don't want to know it, and never will, quite frankly. But if you are getting them, good luck to you. That's what I say, and I hope you enjoyed them, because there's a hell of a lot of stuff there for you. We're broadcasting live. It is the 3rd of May. 2026, everybody. And of course, May is a very big month, because this month sees the 30th anniversary of the Paul McGann version of The Doctor. If you missed our 1996 show just a couple of nights ago, you won't know that this month on the channel, we are indeed celebrating that momentous event for the one-off Doctor, who didn't really stay a one-off. We've got lots coming up for you this month. Have a look at this. That's all coming up for you on the channel this very month as we celebrate 8 at 30. Again, I want to say a huge thank you to Miles D for our brand new 8th Doctor theme tune. That's the theme tune that's going to be accompanying all our 8th Doctor shows from now on. And believe you me, there's actually quite a lot to go through. That, for us, is just the tip of the iceberg. I'm so excited, and I hope you're all going to join us for these shows. It kicks off this Wednesday, live here on the channel at 8 o'clock. It's called What If? And the whole thing about this, guys, as you know, is that we're going to be talking with our audience, of course, about what if the 8th Doctor continued, aren't we? We're going to be talking about that sort of stuff. And it's quite interesting, isn't it, guys? Because we've got our own ideas of what would have happened if the 8th Doctor had carried on, haven't we?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
There's a lot of potential, definitely. An awful lot of
Huge
potential.
yeah.
Huge potential. What if he'd met the Daleks? What if he'd met the Cybermen? What would have happened? And wouldn't it be great, guys, if there was somebody who could actually give us some sort of insight into what could have been? What if the series had continued?
That would be wonderful.
It'd be
It
fabulous.
would be wonderful, wouldn't it?
But who could we possibly get? Who could we get? Really?
Well, I don't know, because it would be great if we could possibly get somebody. Oh, actually, by the way, yes, because if you are free, come and join us for our What If show on Wednesday, because the one and only executive producer and what we now call showrunner of Doctor Who, the TV movie, Philip Segal, will be here for What If, Wednesday, the 6th of May, live at 8 o'clock. Philip is going to be talking to us about that very question. What if the Paul McGann Doctor had carried on? What a way to start our 8 at 30 series, everybody. Philip Segal will be here on Who's Views. Looking forward to that. There's a hell of a lot.
Really looking forward to that.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah.
What are you saying to us in the chat about that one? Oh, well, we've got you, Robert Payne, saying, wow, what a guest. Nice one, well done, says John Mason. Matt Enspiel. Gosh, a lot of you now coming up with this. Look at this. Matt Enspiel, wowzers, great coup there, JT. Legion of James saying, oh, wow, that's fantastic. Idiot Proof Dalek is saying that's a coup, gentlemen. Is it? Yeah, he's very nice. He's looking forward to it. Great stuff, says John Steed. Ooh, congratulations, says Problem Being with his sawtooth. Please get better soon. Darren Stone is saying, that's a scoop. Cannot wait, says John the Computer Doctor. Whoa, our holy filtered, says Funky. I'm in on Wednesday night. Good. That's great, says Lex Kane. What a scoop, says Julianne. Nice, says Rick Storm. Get your questions ready for him, everybody. Matt is saying to us, Matt has said, I met Philip once. Lovely guy. Good. Really pleased. The Jason Parker. Wow. That's a song by Kylie. But yeah. Woo, says Julie. Get you. Excellent, says Dalek Shalom. Hasn't he got the console room, says Bill Lowry. You can ask him from 8 o'clock on Wednesday. What else? We're excellent from John Roberts. He's no tea or coffee. You're right, Terrified Monk. Absolutely. Kudos. Oh my God, what an exclusive, says Derek Hart. Synth John is saying excellent in the cyber leader voice. Should we dress for the occasion, says Scott Andrew Brass? If you want, love. Absolutely. John Steed is also saying, I better iron a shirt for that evening. You're Robert Payne. It's going to be a show to put in the diary. Aren't they all, Robert? Aren't they all? Paul Schleft is saying he's going to be tuning in as well. John Mason wants to know, please ask him about that kiss and if he spelled the end, and if it spelled the end of the beginning. Oh, well, you can ask him that yourself. Come and join us on the Wednesday. And anything about what if, because I think it's going to be great to ask Mr. Segal about those things we've heard, guys, over the last few years, about the Cybes, about these spider Daleks, about the remake of Tomb of the Cybermen and Pyramids of Mars. What if he had done that? Where are we going with all that? You know?
I often wonder whether or not that was misunderstood, but we'll get from the horse's mouth. No offense, Phil. But yeah, so yeah.
There's no sort of like misinterpretation, is there? If he answers a question, then that is that's canon. if you will. I am so looking forward to this, and he's quite an overlooked person, really. You don't see.
Yeah.
He's not one of those that keeps getting trotted out. Oh, and we know who we're talking about over and over and over. When it's nothing from their era and they've got nothing of interest to say, they keep getting trotted out. Whereas Philip, he's rarely asked for his opinion or asked to engage and things like that. And the fact that he's coming on is a coup and it is a scoop and all those other wonderful words. And I would just say to 250 odd people that are watching at the minute, share the word, spread the word.
Yeah. I've always found him fascinating to listen to in interviews, and he had such a struggle getting it off the ground in the first place.
Yeah.
I have great empathy for him and admiration, so I'm looking forward to it enormously. Thank you, JT, for getting him on. So
I'm looking for, because I agree with you. I mean, what Mr. Segal has gone through, as we know now, he went through hell because he had all these partners to get through. But his love and his passion for our favorite Time Lord got it on the screen, and for that 1996, our world changed. So we talked about in our Wilderness Years show last week. It really did, and we were all hoping and praying. And it's a shame that he never got that green light. But I want to know what was in there. I want to know what he would have done. So we're going to be talking about what if. We want to know your opinions, of course, about what if the 8th Doctor had carried on. Where would you like to have seen him go? Lots of questions to be asked this Wednesday, live here on the channel at 8 o'clock, as we are joined by Philip Segal for the What If and the start of our 8 at 30 season. We've got lots coming up for you here on the channel over the next while. Lots of surprises for you as well. That's all I'm saying right now. Busy, 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 busy. We are busy. Another surprise that came this week from an awful lot of us is something that actually our fans would probably like, and in fact have already liked if you've seen this. I posted this from his own YouTube channel the other day to our Whose Views Facebook page. But it's our very own Daryl Joyce, one of our favorite artists here on the channel, because this week he launched his trailer for The Demons. Episode 1 coming soon, says Daryl. Now, what this is about, this is his art, which he's animated. And I ask you this. Why is the BBC not hiring Daryl again to do stuff? Because have a look. Now, I'm not going to show you the whole thing because it is available on his YouTube channel, and I want you to go and have a look at it. Not now, but I want you to go and have a look at it and support Daryl because he is a friend of the channel and we love him to bits. But I've taken some of the art, because I know he won't mind, to show you, but you can go and have a look at this. But you can tell this is the Demons automatically.
Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous. Now, these are stills I've just taken at random from his beautiful animation. Have a look at this.
Oh my God.
Lovely.
Isn't this incredible? Now, this is an animation. These are just snapshots I've taken from his well, I say cartoon, but this is an animation. And it's absolutely stunning. This all moves. It's just, I look at this all and think, A, it's beautiful artwork, which we expect from Daryl. Absolutely incredible standard. But to make it animated, he's found how to animate it now. Message to BBC Studios, get a bloody grip. Never mind your fugitive nonsense and all this sort of stuff. Start paying Daryl, for heaven's sake. Look at all this, Who Viewers. Isn't this beautiful stuff? And I mean, I don't know what to say.
Look at that.
Isn't, I mean, yeah, Ian. I mean, we all love the Demons on this channel, but look at this.
Yeah.
Isn't it incredible? It's just, oh God, I don't know.
It's a wonderful reimagining, but still keeping it to the essence of it. It's wonderful, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that. I mean, look at that. That is the ominous presence of the Delgado Master. You don't get that with Missy. You don't get that with Sacha poncing around doing his dance to bloody Boney M. That is the Master. That is how the Master's supposed to be. Absolutely fantastic.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I've got this for you as well.
Oh, that's lovely. That's so nice.
There's something about Daryl's artwork. It's not just artwork of scenes and everything else, it just evokes the feel as well. It always evokes the feel. You know, you've got you could look at that last picture and you see. Could you just pop it up again, JT? Sorry.
Which one's sorry?
The one with Pertwee
Bessie.
driving, the last one you showed. Right. So that's Pertwee driving, isn't it? You know, that's Pertwee driving, Bessie, and everything else. But just look at the way that Joe's looking at him. That just evokes the relationship that they had as doctor and companion. That just made that period of the 70s so bloody perfect.
Yeah.
That, you know, like that man is a genius. He is
isn't he?
Genius.
Like I said, he's reinterpreted it, but it's so the demons. It really is. It's like a demons through another lens, but it's still the demons. You know what I mean? It's a bizarre thing to say, but it's superb. It really is so good.
Well, this is something because we all know Daryl's work now. Of course, he's had books out. He's had a calendar out. And you're right. You're right. I mean, even those when we were certainly reviewing and previewing Daryl's calendar, which was a couple of years ago now, he managed to capture Doctor Who in the art, didn't he?
Yeah.
And it was just a case of that doesn't necessarily happen an awful lot these days. But this is artwork, everybody, that he's done, and then he's animated it. So I don't know if he's in the show.
He animated any episodes. He's the perfect person to do it.
Yeah.
You know, he really is the perfect person to do it. But of course, the BBC being so absolutely stupid will never, ever, because that would be too good a thing to do. That would be too sensible a thing to do. And those aren't attributes the BBC has.
And they look like the actors they represent as well. It's not this kind of
he's good at that, though, isn't he?
1 minute it's Pertwee, next minute it looks like someone completely different, you know, which is
Daryl manages to capture the look of them all.
It's a real gift, it really is, yeah.
It is. Let's get to the chat and see what you're saying there. Graham is saying, yes, Daryl's work is absolutely amazing. Pete Harrington is saying it's a lovely trailer. It is, it absolutely is. John Mason saying, I saw this the other day. It's fantastic. Legion of James is saying, yes, Daryl's Demons trailer was epic. It's just amazingly and beautiful done. Darren Reed watched the trailer the other night. So did Real Geriatrics, saying it looks lovely. Matt Enspiel, I saw the trailer and was blown away by the quality. It's a sort of animation, Matt, that I would watch because I can't stand cartoons. You know, these things like the Doctor Who ones. It's too Captain Pugwash for me. But this sort of stuff I can watch. You know, I can watch a proper animation. St. John is saying, yes, it's nice. PB saying, we love Daryl Joyce. Absolutely, we do. Proper drawings of Robert Payne. Thanks for that, Funky. That's great. It looks like a computer cartoon. It's really good, said Lex. Beautiful, says Margie. Well done, Daryl. It's also one of my favorite John Pertwee stories, says St. John. There's a lot of us that love the Demons. It just captures us, doesn't it? Rick Storm is saying, still a black surprise, surprise when gorgeous art hits you between the eyes. Steve Avery is saying brilliant. Julie is saying they are amazing. And John Steed says, I remember going to the village for the day many years ago. Happy days. Absolutely. It's a lovely place. PB, BBC, hire Daryl. And Derek wants to know the link. I'm sure we can do that for you. We can either put it at the show, but Kirsty or Problem Being or Legion of James can put it into the chat for you as well. It's on Daryl Joyce's YouTube page. So we can get that sorted for you. BBC, are you watching? Says Peace. Graham is also saying Daryl's art book is one of my most treasured memorabilia. It's a beautiful book. It really is.
It's a gorgeous book.
Yeah.
As is his calendar. The two fantastic items of modern day, if we can call it that, modern day Doctor Who collector's stuff. It really is.
Yeah. I mean, the stuff, you know, there's alternative stuff to the modern Who, isn't there, really, when you look for it? And don't forget, here at Merchandise Paradise on Who's Views, we will tell you about things when they come out, which if they capture our eyes, they might capture yours. So there we go.
And the bizarre thing about this is a lot of this stuff is better than the licensed crap, isn't it? That's the thing, which is quite sad.
Oh, yeah.
Terrible.
But I mean, because, you know, I've said it before, JT, Paul, but for me, no disrespect to any of the others, and don't give a damn about any of the ones that have been animating the DVDs, especially the Celestial Toymaker. But for me, the two absolute peak animators, as far as Doctor Who is concerned, or artists, not animators, artists, is Chris Achilleos and Daryl Joyce for me.
Oh, wow. Wow. There you go, Daryl. There's something for you. There's Bill Lowry saying to you at Third Doctor Ian, it's art.
Yeah.
For some reason, I can't bring it onto the screen. Hello to RD Model Builds and Films. Good to see you. Daryl's work is stunning. There's Bill's. It's working out now. Thank you. John Roberts is saying to us, I watched it the other day. It's fabulous. Well done, Daryl. So much atmosphere, says John Mason. Yeah. He just managed it, doesn't he? He just managed it. He managed it. Pete Harrington, the magnificent Mr. Magister. Oh, yeah.
The fact he released it on Beltane as well to tie in with the episode 1 is just like, smart move. I like that.
Yeah, clever. Yeah.
Yeah, really good. Lots of praise for you, Daryl, in the chat. Yeah, he's probably working on stuff, to be honest, because he's usually with us. So he must be busy because he's got a lot going on. I know. Yeah. Lots of chat as well, guys. Everybody just, yeah. Digital pollution. Yes, we'll get that link sorted for you. And we'll put it in there. But I'm glad that a lot of you like that. Peter Wilcock, hello to you, mate. How are you? I agree this art is so Doctor Who-y. It reminds us why we all love Doctor Who so much. Amazing. And I thought coming after that nonsense that BBC Studios have announced this week, balancing it up with something from Daryl, which is something that we want.
Yeah.
I just thought it was nice because one has got us away and one has brought us back. And it's nothing to do with the BBC. It's inspired by, it's been inspired by. The link is now in there from the guys. Thank you to our lovely moderators for putting it all in there. So there you go. Thank you. The PVFS.
It's funny, isn't it? Because you've got Daryl, like exactly what you've just said. It's nothing to do with the BBC. It's Daryl and his art and his animation. And the other thing that's rekindling people's love for classic Doctor Who isn't the BBC either. It's Films Fabulous.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's strange that, isn't it? How it's all coming from a different point of view now. The PVFS, good to see you. Wonderful art as always. Wish we could get that for the missing episodes.
Yeah, that'd be lovely. Yeah.
Yes. Curious, wouldn't it? I'd love that. I'd buy them like that. Curious Case, he's perfectly captured the creepy 70s ominous vibe. He's so clever. He's so clever, Daryl. His art is always atmospheric. Somehow, he absolutely gets it on the nail.
The way he's framed Delgado in the dark. I mean, you see pictures of Delgado, and he's always, because he's got such a striking face, you want him fully there. But the fact that he's put him in that half light is just, it just adds the threat so much more. Oh, I'm a genius. I do. I really do.
See who viewers is what I saw is when I was putting those pictures up, Ian's face just going. That's so good.
Had you not seen the trailer, Ian? Then
I've seen little. I know it's not hugely long. I've seen little bits. It's just it's been one of those work weeks this week where spare time to do stuff, and the work week's gone into evenings, which has been a little bit awkward. But I knew it was out there and got a couple of glimpses, but I hadn't seen that Delgado, and it's just the guy's incredible.
So many talented people out there, it's just a shame the BBC won't use them. It's just crazy. Yeah,
they have to use the approved list, whichever list.
And they're crap generally. No offense, but they are.
Well, yeah, Craig Dunlop is saying, because you mentioned him there, Ian. I met Chris Achilleos at a film and Comic Con years ago. He was a lovely guy. I met him as well at the Dwaz. One of the Dwaz conventions when I was with Bob and Paul. It was the year Bob won the first ever Dwaz Appreciation Award of the Year, person of the influential person thing. Bob was the first recipient, and Mr. Achilleos was there, and he was just charming, and he sat and chatted, and
he was a hell of a loss to the wider community.
He was, fantastic.
His wife Natasha's lovely, but huge loss, massive.
Don't forget Frank Bellamy, says Virtual Baz, as if we could.
Yeah.
We could. That book from years ago is one of my favourites.
Oh, me too. Superb.
Time View.
That's what it's called. Well done. Yeah, absolutely.
With the Scattersun on the cover, that's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. He created the feel of Radio Times Doctor Who through the 70s.
Yeah, those little pictures were amazing, weren't they? Yeah.
We've got this from Jason Parker. Wow, this is where the new real Doctor Who is going to emerge from, not the dead, stagnant, rotten current regime. Your Robert Payne saying, "Oh, I think Ian likes that." And John Steed saying, "The trouble is with BBC merchandise, all they do is they do the basic and then stick a Doctor Who logo on it and no love, unlike the fan stuff."
Yeah.
Totally agree. I totally agree with that. Thank you very much for all your comments there, everybody. Yeah, I'm glad you like that. Daryl, that was all for you. You've got another hit on your hand there.
Well done, mate. Well done.
Yeah.
Dalek Shalom saying that Daryl might be the best approaching a Japanese anime company. They love Brit myths and would show him far more respect.
Yeah.
And he does it all for love as well. He really does. He does it for the love of it because he's such talent. And Robert Thomas, nice to see you, Robert. Animation coffee table book.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's good to see you. No, thanks for joining us. But Daryl, that was all for you. And I'll speak to you soon. We'll have to get you on the show at some point. Again. All right, so let's get on to the next subject now, everybody, because yes, a few months ago or a few weeks ago, whatever it was, here on Headlines, your big show on Sundays on Who's Views, we talked about the rumor that was coming up and about that the BBC, along with various production partners, were considering rebooting Doctor Who. Now, when I say rebooting on this occasion, I mean Doctor One, Day One. That's right. Doctor One, Day One. Nothing from the original 26 years would count. Nothing from the modern version from 2005 would count, some of which I don't mind. This would be the first Doctor, a brand new first Doctor. Now, you could say that the argument for them doing this is that it finds a new audience and it's a way in for people. My argument to that, BBC Studios, isn't that what regeneration's supposed to do? You've been telling us for years that's what regeneration's supposed to do. So what are you trying to get at? But that particular rumor has emerged again this week, and this time it's stronger. From comicbook.com on April the 30th, Doctor Who's future reportedly revealed as the reboot details appear online. And this is going to be the subject of our next poll for you as we get into this story. Would you support a rebooted Doctor Who, Doctor One, Day One? You can press 1 for yes, it needs it. You can press 2 for no, just rest it. You can press 3 for it's too late. Or you can press 4, reboot from Capaldi. Okay? So would you support a rebooted Doctor Who? Doctor One, Day One, yes is number 1. No, just rest it, number 2. 3, it's too late. Or number 4 would be reboot from Capaldi. There you go. You can get that done now as we get into this story, guys. Interested to hear what you all think about this. Bearing in mind that we talked about this when the rumors were coming through a few weeks ago. The future of Doctor Who has been in doubt for months now, ever since the end of the BBC's partnership with Disney+. BBC bosses insist the future is bright for Doctor Who, but the main issue is financing. Financial pressures mean the BBC likely need another partnership to keep the world's longest-running sci-fi television show going. Netflix has expressed interest in more BBC deals, but the streaming giant is far from the only game in town, and the BBC has good relations with several other global streamers. A surprising new post on Reddit reveals what seems to be a press release dated May the 11th. According to this, AMC Global Media, Sony Pictures Television, and BBC Studios are about to announce, and I quote, a 3-series global reboot of the iconic science fiction franchise, end of quote. Production is expected to begin in 2027, with the first season slated for global premiere in 2028. While it's true that this is only a leak, the text does follow standard formats, and AI checkers suggest it is human written. God, we've even got AI checkers now. The world's going crazy, guys. According to the possible leak, the 3 companies will jointly finance Doctor Who. The BBC will remain responsible for airing the show in the UK, and AMC Global Media will oversee international premieres and streaming rollout across its portfolio, while Sony Pictures Television will lead worldwide distribution and franchise expansion. At present, this is only a rumour. If the press release is genuine, then it is clearly in a draft format. There are typical promotional quotes, but they are currently unattributed. This does, however, correspond with the recent comments from the BBC suggesting co-financing would be necessary for Doctor Who, and the BBC has good relations with AMC in particular. While the leak should be treated with caution, it is certainly plausible. From the press, details from the supposed press release is sure to draw attention from the fandom Reboot. The idea of a reboot is certain to be controversial given Doctor Who's long heritage. Regeneration means Doctor Who has previously been able to reinvent itself without needing reboots. That said, showrunners Chibnall and RTD have both struggled to step out of the classic show's shadow, focusing a little too much on fan service and connectivity. That context means it's easy to see why execs may have decided a reboot was necessary. Doctor Who benefits from embracing timey-wimey plots, which means there are ways to actually write a reboot into the show's narrative. In that scenario, viewers would ideally get an effective relaunch that maintained an element of continuity to satisfy the older fans. Skilled writing could make it work, but it does feel like a gamble. According to this press release, the Doctor Who relaunch will introduce a newly imagined narrative, refreshed cast, and expanded storytelling scope while honouring the core mythology that has defined Doctor Who for decades. Additional announcements will be made over the coming months, including executive producers, a new showrunner, and a writing team. Only time will tell whether any of this is accurate, but the reports are certainly going to leave the fandom deeply curious. So this is building on what we talked about a few weeks ago, which was basically that was an option that they could look at. So this is now saying that option has been developed slightly and that they could be going for this. So what are your initial thoughts on this, Yuta?
The initial thing that just made me laugh, there was this idea about them checking to see if it's done by a human being and not AI. Who's checking it? Is AI checking it to see if it's a human or not? Who's doing that?
I know, yeah, it's funny, isn't it?
It's a bit bizarre, yeah.
It is bizarre. It makes me laugh thinking, AI checking AI?
Yeah, it's just a bit stupid, really. But my feeling on it is, I think it's like, well, why doing it? It seems a tad desperate to reboot it completely. You know, how are you going to come about that? How it was going to be to start what we suggested before, like it would just be a new Doctor starting, and that's it. And that's the first Doctor. They're not going to get a rehash of Unearthly Child. Who arrive at the junkyard and we'll do all that again and then start off again. They're not going to do that, are they? So if it's a continuation of another Doctor, why bother rebooting it? It seems a bit daft, you know?
Well, it does look like it's not going to be a continuation, does it? It looks like it's going to be Doctor One. So this is, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they did do a reboot with Doctor One Who viewers where you see him leave Gallifrey.
Yeah.
It will be that sort of stuff. It will be 2 episodes where he's on Gallifrey. Very sort of, I'm thinking immediately that awful series Krypton. Don't know if you see that crap. I tried my best. I tried to get into it because it was Superman and it just didn't work. I mean, I can see 2 or 3 episodes where it's all about the struggles of Gallifrey and, oh, woe is me, I'm fed up with this. Oh, there's a TARDIS by episode 3, I'll nick it. You know, off we go. I can see that happening. So it can bring in a foreign audience. Because that's what they'll be looking at now. And I definitely think, Who viewers, that the BBC will be desperate to get this thing going in America, and they'll do anything they can to get it going in America because that's where the grotsits are. Let's be honest.
The majority of America is not interested. That's the problem. A minority perhaps are, but not the country at all. Really, not really at all. It's not for them. There's a few quirky, eccentric American people who love it, like us do, and we do rather. And that's who you're aiming at. It's a minority, not the majority of the country. Yeah.
But bearing in mind, it's a reboot. That's the audience they would go for, not us. Not for established fans, not for the new Who fans. It would be built around finding a brand new audience that can pick it up from day one. So we don't matter with a reboot. It's about brand new audience, establish that brand new audience and grow with it. But how many reboots have been successful? They tried to reboot Charmed. It didn't find the audience, and the original audience didn't come to it. I don't think these people learn. I've got a couple of super chats I want to get through here. Thank you for Till Paul. Thank you for your super chat here. JT, supposedly there is a past AMC Plus connection. AMC Plus was the US streaming home for the modern era, specifically Chibnall before the Disney Plus movie. Really? Oh, the Disney Plus movie. Really? I didn't know that, Till Paul. Didn't realize that at all. So that's right. But they did say in that article that the BBC, as we do know, it does have good relationships with other businesses around the world now. It had to for when it comes to looking at distribution. And also because those businesses over the last, I mean, how many times has the format for Strictly Come Dancing been sold over 25 years? You know, massive. I mean, here it's called, it's home Strictly Come Dancing, but the rest of the world knows it as Dancing with the Stars. But here
wasn't there talk a while back about possibly before even 2005 that it could be brought back in America as a completely separate series, so not related to the UK series at all? There was something somewhere about that, a whole conversation, almost in the vein of a what if. Do you remember going back into the late 90s where they had people like Gattis, pre-pompous twattis Gattis, and a few others talking about, including RTD, how they would bring Doctor Who back. But there was something else as well. It might have been part of that, it might not have been, but about, you know, you could have Doctor Who, the UK Doctor Who, but you could also have Americans doing their own interpretation of it. And that might sell to them. Us doing something for the American market will fail because it'll only ever be niche. It'll never be
like they did with The Office or Ad Fab or something like that. Or Queer as Folk kind of idea.
You're right. You're right. That came across around about the end of the 90s, which I've been looking at actually over the last couple of weeks. There's a show coming up, everybody. Make sure you're subscribed. And it came up at that particular point. You're absolutely right. Where the BBC said no to it. The BBC Worldwide, Now Studios have always said no. We are not selling the rights to Doctor Who, so they can go off and do an American version, a Canadian version, an Australian version, a German version, whatever it's going to be. It has to be one Doctor for the BBC. It has to be the Doctor, and that's it. So this reboot news is slightly different for them. This is sidelining it. It's not as if they're saying, right, okay, we're getting rid of the Doctor 1 to 4000, wherever we are now. It just means that series is now ending. Here's a brand new version of it. And we're still in control, and he's still our Doctor. But there's a twist to it. Does that make sense?
I just think that they'll, by doing it, if they do it, by doing it, they will be admitting that they committed major screw-ups. That they'll be admitting that Whittaker was a failure. They'll be admitting that Gatwa was a failure, and all their tick boxes they'll have to admit were failures, which we all know, but this is the BBC. So if they do that, that's what they'll be admitting. But in starting Doctor One Day One, they'll be able to incorporate all sorts of modern wokey DEI crap. Right from the get-go. And then they'll be able to say, with all validity, well, this has been in Doctor Who since day one, so it's canon. And it'll be an absolute crack of horse shit.
I'm getting vibes of, is it Starfleet Academy, the recent Star Trek one? I'm getting vibes of that a little bit.
That was.
As well, yeah.
There have been so many reboots that have been a failure. I mentioned their charm. Quantum Leap, The X-Files. And you know that the whole DEI Hollywood thing would come into it as well, taking away. But the whole thing about this is, as Philip Segal always said, you have to try and capture that magic that's British in Doctor Who. And the only place you can actually do that is Britain, even though Britain is now totally unrecognizable for people that live here. It's certainly not my Britain anymore. But we still have a certain thing that runs through us that makes it quintessentially different to anything else that goes out in the air. And it's certainly different to anything that America will provide or Australia will provide or anything like that. Mainly America, because that's where all this stuff tends to come from. And it's an interesting thing for me, this whole reboot thing. As we were saying last time, is I personally believe, Who viewers, it's too late. They should have done it in 2003. If they had rebooted this in 2003, some of us would have gone a lot earlier than we did. Some of us would have stayed and enjoyed a new series. But if they had brought Eccleston back as the Doctor, a new Doctor, and built a whole continuity around that being effectively the first Doctor, and made it clear through good script writing that it wasn't the same incarnation as the one we'd known for 26 years, there wouldn't have been any fuss about a female or unknown doctors, fugitives or wars or, masters becoming misses. That wouldn't have caused any of the fuss it did, because it would have been a brand new series. This is too late. This is years too late. You're now on Doctor 15, is it? Is Gatwa the 15th, about to go into the 16th, allegedly?
Yeah.
I think it's going to happen.
Albert Tatlot's the new Doctor. I saw that online.
Yeah. But instead of actually going for a 16th, the rumor is they could be going for a first. And but would it be the same show? Would he still be able to regenerate? Would we be expecting that after 3 years? Let's think about those of us that are not really... Right?
Would the TARDIS be a police box?
Probably
Doctor
not.
Who started in 1963, where that was common. It hasn't been common for 60 plus years. What, if
well, as long as we don't get Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure type TARDIS, that'd be awful. Yeah. So
let's think about, though, the important people. And the important people is not the fandom. The important people is the not we's. You cannot, in my estimation, reboot Doctor Who after over 60 years of it being a presence on British television and tell people we're starting again and this is number one. It's not going to work. It will work possibly to an extent for your foreign audiences, but it will not work in the UK, because we know William Hartnell, Patrick Troughton, John Pertwee, Tom Baker, Peter Davison, Colin Baker, and Sylvester McCoy and Paul McGann. They'll even know, some people will even remember Christopher Eccleston, David Tennant, Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi. Nobody's going to remember Jodie Whittaker or Ncuti Gatwa. But that's the point is, you can't go to the British public, gentlemen, and say, we're starting it all again and the last 60 years don't count.
Yeah.
Excuse me? You just had a massive big party for blooming the 50th.
Yeah.
You made a fuss to an extent of the 60th. It doesn't wash, does it, everybody? I mean, I think this thing is really looking from an American audience rather than the British audience.
It smacks of desperation for me, to be honest. It's like you say, you should have done it earlier, but it's like, why? Give it a rest, come back and do it again. Whatever you're going to do, don't do it too soon, because you've already, whether you change it or not, it's still got the tainted Doctor Who brand at the moment, regardless of what you do. It's madness, to be honest.
Yeah, May Madness again. We've got a couple of super chats here. Farsight, thank you for your super chat. No reboot. We already lost the Doctor once. Thanks for that, Farsight, and thanks to Lex as well. They did it with the Power Rangers Disney reboot, then went Kids Channel, Nickelodeon, and went back to the roots, and then went to Netflix, and now doing a reboot again with Disney again. This is what I mean. Where would it stop? If they think they can do a Star Trek to an extent and do so many series, 7 years, for example, and then reboot it again and do something. That's not how Doctor Who operates. Doctor Who is unique in that if you get it right, it can be continuous. And when your lead actor wants to leave, you replace him with another one.
It should be common practice, because all these kind of superhero movies, how many times have they done Batman and Superman and redone it and started again and blah, blah, blah. It just, you can't do that with Doctor Who, to be honest. You really can't. It's just, like you said, it's self-renewing with a regeneration. If that's not part of it as well, let's say, it's not Doctor Who, But
they often do it with comics as well, don't they? They have different universes and realities and things like that. And again, maybe okay for comic strips, but Doctor Who is a unique animal, really. And when it's something that unique, the rules should be don't piss about with it. And they can't help it.
Lots of you in the chat discussing this with us, which is great. I'll try and get through a lot of your comments now. Stephen Avery is saying it will be a diluted mess. Stephen O'Neill is saying reboot it from Capaldi. Robert Payne, no. All reboots are admissions of total failure and denial of what the original was. This is the thing. If it rebooted it from number one, it's effectively getting at 26 years of superior British television time travel telly, by saying that doesn't count. I'm asking you, though, in the chat, would you support it? We've got Darren Reed saying, if you couldn't continue and respect the original series, which every producer of proper Doctor Who was able to do, then don't bother with it. Good point, Darren. Stevie and Ginny Frith. just retcon the Timeless Child, the Matrix line, or the Matrix was involved with it, did it? The Matrix line, it did it before it's in Trial of a Time Lord. Tectun? Tectun?
That's the Doctor's mum, apparently. Yeah,
that's the one who experimented on all the Timeless Child incarnations to synthesize what it was that caused regeneration and then inject it into herself and create the Time Lords of Gallifrey, because the Doctor isn't even from Gallifrey.
That sounds ridiculous. Not interested. So Tecton was the Rani in league with the Valyard. The Timeless Child is either a lie or one of the good pantheon gods, right? You've lost me there. I have to point out, if you're new to the show, I have not watched any of the Chris Chibnall, Jodie Whittaker era. I will never watch that era. It was bad enough watching the Gatwa era, which I will never watch again. Doesn't count for me. Hi, Kevin Taylor. It's good to see you. What else we got here as well? Funky is pointing out lots of other stuff. Magnum PI, MacGyver, Equalizer. Yes, they were all rebooted and they all failed. And they were all DEI, weren't they? Let's face it. They all had a lot of DEI in there as well. What else we got here? Yes, there are lots of comments about the Chris Chibnall era as well in there. You're absolutely right. Real Geriatric is saying the show is finished. Dalek Shalom 2005 was the reboot, although Russell was so insistent it was the same, it was a continuation. It's very difficult looking at those years now between 2005 and when Capaldi left, whenever that was, 2017, knowing what happens, for me anyway. I think it's a great shame. What else we got? Lots of people in the chat about this, guys. Hi, Woodhouse 122. Good to see you. Let's see what we've got. Oh my goodness, lots of you. Have you seen this, guys? There are so many people with us talking about this. This is really, 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 not a popular move with our people here. I'm conflicted with two, and yet seeing Paul McGann get a series of Synth John. Shelley Ingle said, I heard it was going to be AMC. It's been the big rumor this week, over the last couple of days. As I say, it's a sequel to what we talked about a few weeks ago, when we heard it was going to be Doctor One Day One. Paul Schlechter is saying, to make the series a success, again, they need to bring all of us back. They will not do this. This will not do this. The fans don't want it. Without our support, it will flop. It's an insult to 26 years of classic Who. Yeah, and I'd like to ask some of the actors involved with the original 26 years run what they think about it, if it happens, and by God, I will be. Peter Harrington, too many fingers in the pie. It'll get pulled apart if this is real. John Steed. Rest it for a few years and start it from Capaldi. Peter Wilcox, hello, mate. I try and do find good in all Doctor Who. Yes, you do. It got me in the naughty corner on my first comment on here. But no way. A reboot will lose me. Continue the ongoing story, even with ups and downs. I always think, though, sorry, Paul, Peter, I always think, and I've always said, you don't have to. Just have the Doctor turn up. It doesn't have to be. It can, it's a continuation in that it's the same character. I grew up in a timepiece where you knew Tom Baker was the same as John Pertwee or Patrick Troughton or William Hartnell, but they didn't constantly hark back to the adventures that had gone on years before, because we were all moving on. That's what they should just do now, but they can't let it go. They have to keep doing it, don't they, Paul?
Well, they've lost the essence of the Doctor. That's my main problem with it. Ncuti was never the Doctor, neither was Jodie, and they've lost that element that made the Doctor the Doctor. That's to come back firstly. That's really important. But I agree with you that it needs to just have a bit of a rest, come back, the Doctor travelling, fighting monsters, blah, blah, blah. And it doesn't matter. Just don't reference anything from the past. Just continue on, and you can bring elements back if you want to, like they kind of did with New Who originally. They were holding back before they got all kind of fan support kind of thing by bringing monsters back, etc., etc. Try and do a Philip Hinchcliffe kind of a take on it, and do new things, and just bring the Doctor back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that whole wiping 60 years, even though the latter chunk of those 60 years is crap. The fact that you would be wiping out the first 26 years, which you're absolutely right, are far superior, is borderline criminal, because, like I said already, this is part of British culture. This is part of British heritage, and it should be respected and preserved and maintained, not just... It's like you're going to revise the monarchy and say Queen Elizabeth II never happened, because she was 60-odd years. It's just like, no, she never happened now. She was never queen now. We've decided. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. You've got no right to say that. And I know the BBC own the IP, but my God, there's owning it and there's abusing it, and they are abusers on this.
The Queen's continuity is not quite so complicated as Doctor Who, to be fair, is it?
Well, neither is
Yeah,
Doctor
when you
Who's.
start looking at that family,
Yeah, Doctor Who's continuity isn't what's the word you use there? Complicated. Until you get to the modern version where they just completely muck it up. And I blame Stephen Moffat for starting it all off with that War Doctor thing, which shouldn't have happened at all. It should have been McGann. If he was going to do 3 Doctors and Eccleston said no, go to your reserve, McGann. That's all it had to be. It made no sense at all. All he wanted to do there was work with John Hurt, which I totally agree. But, you know, no, that was ridiculous. And that gave Chris Chibnall this whole thing of, if he can do it, I can do it. Nonsense. But Jason Parker is saying to us, it won't work for foreign audiences like the TV movie didn't, and the far inferior type of the last 2 series didn't work. Stop making shows for overseas and focus on making for British audiences. He's also saying to us that he's getting reboot fatigue. Domgo is saying, what about rebooting it as a gay show? That will be a smash hit, like everything else. I can tell you,
been there, done it. Yeah,
none of us watch it because all these alleged gay shows aren't. They are TQ shows, and it's a minority that watch them because the rest of us have nothing to do with them. We don't want it. I mean, look how much that old Crone's drag show is pulling in. Not much. It's very, very niche. It really was. What else we got here? Kirsty's reminding everybody to hit the like button and subscribe, which reminds me, please make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. I've got to keep saying this because YouTube, I actually spoke to YouTube this week and they did say that they do, for some reasons we won't go into now, they do unsubscribe people. So please make sure you're still subscribed. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. And thank you, Tube of Who. What else we got here? Woodhouse122 saying to us, leave the show for a decade and then reboot it. Well, leave it till I'm dead and then reboot it, and then I don't have to come on here and moan about it. Darren Rees is saying, perhaps the BBC should change the name from Doctor Who to Cash Cow. That's all they want us for. Yeah, they want us when they want us, don't they, Darren? You're absolutely right. Oh, those fans we told to go out and touch grass and not bother with, let's aim it at them because they're the ones with the money. Real geriatric. All the suggestion of a reboot means that they don't understand the DNA of the show, and any reboot is doomed to fail again. Yeah.
As I said before, they completely lost the concept of regeneration with all this Doctors through Infinity and all this War Doctor stuff, Fugitive Doctor. It doesn't make, they've lost what was a really important essence of the show and completely mucked up, you know.
And they've had so many chances of doing it. When they came back with Eccleston, then when they did it with Tennant, then when they did it with Smith, then when they did it with Capaldi, then when they did it with Whittaker, which is where the rot really set in with the stories, and then with Gatwa, which was scraping the bottom of the barrel. You know, they've had so many up. The problem is they've had the wrong people in charge of our beloved show, and we can say it now with hindsight because the show is now off the air. Hello, Philip. Philip Tassini's with us. They are doing the same with Star Trek and starting from Enterprise. Yeah, I heard the various rumors, you know, about young Spock and young Kirk and all this sort of stuff again. That won't work either because the fan base has gone from Star Trek 2. The fan base has gone from Star Wars. The fan base has gone from Doctor Who. It's one thing we've all got in common. They've just basically kicked us out.
They've destroyed it all. They've destroyed it all, haven't they? Let's be honest.
Yeah. For ideology.
Yeah.
You know?
I hope it was worth it.
Hello, Tony Graydon. No reboot, so they need to pull a Bobby Ewing scenario out the hat. If you've just joined us, we are running a poll at the moment. Would you support a rebooted Doctor Who, Doctor One, Day One? Yes, it needs it. You put in number 1. No, just rest it. Number 2. It's too late. It's 3. And reboot it from a Capaldi is choice 4.
I'm with 3 on this. I think it's too late. I really do. Sadly.
If they continued it with McGann, they could do a huge turn left and just erase 2005 and all the shit from that point. They could just take it in the wrong direction.
I really wish that was possible. I really do. But even with McGann, I'm not convinced it would work. No, it just feels too badly damaged for me. And I hate saying this. I feel really sad saying this, but I just feel like it's just been soiled, basically.
Yeah.
It has. But again, what we've got to remember is the British public right now are not interested. They have gone. The show alienated millions of people. And I'm going to ask you again, everybody, in Britain, the way it is today, where we have a huge amount of people living in our country now for whom Doctor Who is not part of their growing up process, not part of their heritage, does Doctor Who have a place on BBC television now? Because let's face it, how long has the BBC got to go? Has Doctor Who had its day? I actually think it has, because the BBC is going down the toilet. Britain is unrecognisable. Maybe that's why they're looking at a reboot, if the rumours are true. Let's keep an eye on what's going on. We are currently on the 3rd of May. That article said that a press release could be due on the 11th. Let's keep it in mind, and
that's a week on Monday, week tomorrow. So let's see what happens. Yeah,
let's see what happens. Thistle Podcast is saying, give it a rest. The Doctor arrives and travels through time and space. No Doctor numbers. Keep the Doctor's mystery and retcon the timeless child. Pete Harrington is saying, hello, old girl. Where have you brought me to this time? That's a good start. Yeah. It's problematic, however.
You can't call her old girl. You'll offend someone.
Yeah. It's problematic that there will be people in show business and people, a small minority, who will automatically campaign at that because they've got nothing else better to do. And curious case, they can reboot it if they like. I'll almost certainly just ignore it. We have so much classic Doctor Who that is extremely rewatchable. I watched the Capaldi starting to regenerate and turned off, and I never watched it further. Yeah, same as myself, curious case, until we went back to watch this Gatwa stuff because we were all full of hope. And we all got crapped on, didn't we? Yeah. Awful. Problem being saying, make Doctor Who English again. Sorry, Wales and Scotland, you gone and effed up. Thank you for that, PB. That's good. Reviews, rants, and religions. The BBC borderline criminal. No comment. How long will they be here, though? How long will we have the BBC? What else we got here? A lot of you with us tonight. Good to see you all. Thanks for joining us here on your big show. The BBC said a firm no to McGann for the 50th special, so they always say, says Urim et Aze. I hope I've said that correctly. Hello, Urim. It was Stephen Moffat that said no to McGann.
Yeah. The annoying thing about that whole thing is why they couldn't put Night of the Doctor on before the pre-titles to establish what happened to Hart. They couldn't even do that. That was really cowardly, I think, you know?
I mean, I understand the attraction of working with the late, great John Hurt.
Yeah.
I understand that, because that's one of the reasons I personally think Billy Piper came back. Oh, you get to work with John Hurt. Oh, really? I'll be there. I mean, who wouldn't? Who wouldn't have done that? But I just think it was a terrible thing. I've said it before, haven't I? I think it should have been McGann and Hurt as the villain, not Elizabeth I and the Zygon.
I think the thing is as well, I mean, everyone knows that John Hurt's a fantastic actor, but I don't think he really... It was well performed, but he wasn't really the Doctor. Again, it wasn't that. It's like the Joe Martin thing. He wasn't the Doctor. He hadn't had that kind of attachment you have with even Paul McGann, who did it for such a short time. You know what I mean? You didn't have that attachment like you have for John Pertwee or Tom Baker. There's none of that kind of he's my Doctor. You know what I mean? There's no attraction to it really per se. You know.
Mm.
Idiot Proof Dalek is saying to us all, I think it should be rebooted as a Quatermass unit type series with an eccentric scientific advisor and no reference to any continuity. I mean, that would still fit into that's what happened with John Pertwee's Doctor.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what you could do with it. You don't have to remind people that have been 400 versions of him before. You certainly don't have to remind people that he's been a woman several times now, apparently, because who cares? You just have to grab the Notwees as well as bringing back all the old fans. And that's the problem. You've got to bring back millions of fans that have been thrown out of the fandom, who get criticism from the fandom on a daily basis, that have been alienated by this show because it was made for a minority rather than the majority.
But they're not really the fandom. That's the thing, are they? Not really at all. No.
They're very protective, though, and they are getting...
But they're very fickle, though. That's the thing. They've not stuck with it for 50 years. They've stuck with it for 5 minutes. You know what I mean? So they're just fickle. You know?
But you're dealing with BBC Studios here, Paul. They are actually producing and spending money on merchandise for these people.
Yeah, crazy.
We've just talked about it with the whole circuit breaker thing. That isn't for a minority. That is for a majority. It's for a minority. Not even a minority. It's a minority of a minority of a minority of very vocal, loudmouth, flag-waving lunatics. You know, and they're not going to go and buy this stuff.
No.
And the only reason they like it is because it's a female Doctor who happens to be black. Peter Wilcott, I have to be clear, I agree. Why I say continue the ongoing story, I don't mean drag it down with continuity, but don't disregard what has gone before. I would just find that pointless, boring, and a flop. You don't disregard it, you just don't need to talk about it every 20 minutes.
Yeah, don't refer to it at all. Yeah.
Paul Schlefter, I've got an idea, BBC. Why not just bring the Doctor back with his companion having great adventures in space and time? It's just the thought. Revolutionary.
Don't be crazy. Paul Schlefter.
That would never catch on, surely. It worked for 26 years, you know.
Never heard anything so ridiculous.
I know, that is groundbreaking. Nate Chandler saying, please, no reboot. Darren79, who really wants the show anymore? Darren, I don't know. It's a good question, and it's one the BBC need to actually ask. And again, I think it's another one of those things of let's reboot it so we can get a new audience, but it won't work. I'm actually beginning to think, Who viewers, I think science fiction's had its day now because it's been ruined over the last 10, 15 years.
I mean, you know, even for the not we watching it, a reboot, they don't care either way. It's still Doctor Who, so if it's not good, they're not going to watch it. And they've still got the memory of Ncuti Gatwa, so why would they watch it? You know?
That's why it needs a break, Paul, because there's bitterness. There's bitterness in the minds of anybody in Britain that watched it. There's massive bitterness in a lot of people from Doctor Who fandom, and because all these others are just not admitting it and you know, and not looking at the cracks in the wall. That didn't happen. That didn't happen. Fandom's fine. Everything's fine. Yeah. And yet this particular rumor suggests that they know it isn't. Let's get rid of everybody and start again. I don't think Doctor Who will be back for as long as the BBC. It will be finished by the next 5 years, says John Steed. And Oram, Doctor Who is a relic of English eccentricity, which has a rich, vast history, but no future. The quirky English identity will dissolve. The political class regularly say that England equals diversity. You're very true. We've got a Prime Minister banging on about it every 20 minutes. It does my head in. Raymond Williams, need to rest the show until the BBC is run by sane individuals. Never going to happen. I'm afraid. I don't think it's going to happen, mate. Honestly, I think they're lost. And Rose Kirby. Rose, it's lovely to see you. I haven't seen you for a while. Hiya. Will you be reviewing the 1996 film and the 30th anniversary of the 2026 movie with Paul McGann? Yes, we're doing, I've just joined, we're doing a season called 8 at 30. It's up there for you on the channel now. The whole month of May, we are celebrating Paul McGann's 8th Doctor. We start this Wednesday, live at 8 o'clock, with What If the 8th Doctor carried on. And we've got a very special guest joining us. We've got executive producer and what we would now know as a showrunner, Philip Segal, joining us for that particular show to tell us about what if he'd been able to carry on with the 8th Doctor. So it's good to see you, Rose. All there for you on the show page now.
What I was going to say in relation to this reboot, which makes it a bit worrying even more, the Russell's Christmas episode, if it does happen, it doesn't matter because it's not to be connected. So he can do what the hell he likes with it and end it in a massive whimper. And then the reboot will come along later on, and then it won't make any difference how Doctor Who ends in the current form, because apart from the fact it might be bloody awful or more awful than it was, it doesn't have to connect together, is what I'm trying to say, you know?
Would you support a rebooted Doctor Who? Doctor One, Day One is what we asked you for our second poll this evening here on your big show. Let's have a look at the results. I'm going to stop the poll now. Thank you very much for everybody who took part in this. Yes, it needs it was 8%. No, just rest it was 46%. It's too late was 12%. And 34% said reboot from Capaldi. I love these little things. They're just for fun, but it gives us an indication of what you guys are thinking as well as your comments. And that is good. That's good fun there. So 46% of our audience this evening who voted in the poll is saying, no, just rest it. It's a shame that BBC Studios don't watch us more often.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying on that one. Yeah, there we go, everybody. Yeah, we are, of course, here at Whose Views. We're going to be keeping an eye on that. And yeah, make sure you subscribe to the channel and come and join us, because when there's more news about that, if it's true, we're going to be looking at May the 11th in particular. Who knows, we might have to do a schedule change. But come and join us for that, because if there's any more news than that, we are going to be talking about it, aren't we, guys?
Oh, indeed we are, yes. Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm going to be giving you a red alert warning now, everybody, because we are now about to talk about this gentleman.
Oh, no.
Yes, you're all going to be delighted to know it is indeed, of course, RTD, who is continuing his world tour of scaremongering, as far as I'm concerned, because, of course, as we know, he's got a brand new TQ cult drama coming out on Channel 4 later this month. It's looking like it's going to be late May. So he's actually talking to various people about this now, guys. We have been expecting this this publicity with him talking about it, and he's always going on about stuff, aren't we? But today in The Observer was an interview with him about Tiptoe, his new TQ cult drama. So let's have a look at this and what he's saying now, shall we, everybody? Because yes, this was actually made available online last night. RTD, I didn't think coming out would be still a big deal, but it is. The man behind Queer as Folk and It's a Sin is one of the great chroniclers of British gay life. He talks about his new show, Tiptoe, and the ongoing struggle for acceptance. Now, let me just say right now, at this particular point, for those of you that are new with the channel, I am a gay man, and I totally disagree with RTD on practically everything except the date. So he is not speaking here for everybody. If you're a regular to this channel, you will know that, my opinion on him and what he's talking about. This is very, very bizarre stuff he's talking about here now. If you want to understand what it really means to love the work you do, I hope you get to meet RTD. He's describing to me what it was like to film a pivotal scene in his new Channel 4 drama, Tiptoe, in which a group of Manchester lads are watching a football match together in a crowded sitting room and streaming themselves online as they do. I'd asked him about what was most challenging about writing this new show, which is gripping, brutal, and sincere. He draws attention not only to creative struggles, but to practical ones and to collective work. It's a nightmare writing dialogue for 17 people in one room, he laughs. That's a good writing exercise. When I'm mentoring, I should say, write a scene for 17 people. You've got to keep them all on the mark. And then he reflects and remembers them all. And weren't they well cast, those boys? I was so proud of them. They're all from little local Manchester theatres. We saw them doing their own work in places like 53-2 and Hope Mill Theatre, where if you've written a play, great, you can put it on for 5 days. The world's changing now. People used to say, please, can I get work? Now they say, I'm putting on my own work. He beams, smiling, it seems, with his whole 6 foot 6 inches frame, as sunny as the light that pours through the plate glass window of a London production office in King's Cross. I mean, the writing on this, I mean, it's just so lovely, isn't it? But it continues anyway. All the more striking because Tiptoe is, without doubt, a very dark piece of work. Alan Cumming is Leo and David Morrissey is Clive, two middle-aged neighbours in a Manchester street. Leo is gay and runs a lively bar in Canal Street that's become a refuge for waifs and strays, young people rejected because of their sexuality or how they present themselves. That's the thing there, or how they present themselves, which is usually some sort of ideology, isn't it? Or something like, oh, look at me, I'm a cat. Having inherited the place from a former partner who left him to marry a woman. Clive is an electrician, unhappily married with 2 grown or almost grown sons. Saul is 25 and George is 16. The latter is gay, though he's told no one. Leo is outgoing, not to say a busybody. He sees trouble in Clive's family and he wants to help. Bear in mind, I'm reading all this and it pains me to read all this because I don't know about you guys, but in this whole thing, it sounds to me like he's just desperately trying to make these people interesting.
Yeah, I think so as well. And I'm with you on that. I feel a bit sort of slightly, I disagree with what he's saying as well, because he's making the issue about coming out, isn't he? He's making this more of an issue than it actually now is. It's not as much an issue as it used to be, but he's making it more difficult for people by banging on about it all the time, don't you think?
Yes, totally. I mean, he's going on now, but it's so difficult to come out now. So you know why? Because people like you have made it difficult. To come out with your ideologies and your dictates and your TQ cult nonsense. You've made it difficult to come out. We had a period there where people didn't come out. They just said, I'm gay. That was it. Nobody cared. But we've gone backwards because of the likes of you. It carries on with, but Clive, a brutal and brutalized Brexiteer, can't help himself, can he?
He can't.
Has swallowed all kinds of conspiracy theories online. It's a poor target for Leo's generosity. No good deed goes unpunished. The show begins with a shocking death. There's a spoiler. It's important not to say any more than that. And then 5 episodes demonstrate what led to it over the course of 10 days. It's RTD's signature to create characters the viewer takes to heart. But here, the love is overwhelmed by social forces and social media, pulling people far from their better selves. I am so bored with this. And this is the 3rd time I've read it. Blah, 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 blah. The world is rushing backwards is what drove him to write Tiptoe. It was building up and building up what I was feeling. The show wasn't commissioned or anything. I'd spent a lot of time in Wales with Doctor Who. Having brilliantly revived the classic series in 2005, RTD returned as showrunner in time for its 60th anniversary in 2023. I just came home to Manchester and started writing. And then he went on to destroy Doctor Who. I mean, it was already in the grave. He just filled it all in, didn't he?
They don't mention that, do they?
They don't mention that at all. Some figures as of 2023, hate crimes on the basis of sexual orientation have increased by 112% in England and Wales. Over the previous 5 years, there were 18,702 recorded. Blah, blah, blah. The reason for that, again, is simply because, in my estimation, the TQ cult came along with its very aggressive stance. This whole LGBTQ crap. They were aggressive. They were enforcing. They still are. The activists, the trans activists were poisonous. You will do what we tell you. A man can be a woman. You know, it was dictatorial. It still is. That's why I've noticed over the last 8-9 years an increase in homophobia as well. And it's because of them. It's because of people like RTD. One of the regulars at Leo's bar, Melba, played by a haunting Paul Rees, puts it succinctly in the first episode. If you'd asked me in 1996, what do you think 2026 would be like? I'd have said glory days. We have equality, love and kisses. We'll be holding hands, skipping down the street. But they tricked us, didn't they? They just waited. They let us all come out. So now we're standing in the open, ready to shoot us down. I used to walk into a room and go, ta-da! Now I tiptoe just in case. So this is RTD's script guys getting at this alleged far right and how everybody's fighting. They tricked us all, people like me who came out in the late 80s. They've tricked us all over the last couple of decades to come out. And now because we're all out and screaming, they can get us. Who are they, RTD? Who are you meaning? Do you dare include in this script anything to do with people following certain religions and beliefs? I bet you don't, because you're a coward. It's always about this alleged mythical far right who always going to be white and heterosexual. He really annoys me, people. He really does. David says to me, we only thought of this was about equality and visibility and representation. The argument of Tiptoe is, now that we've got these things, what if they still don't like us? As you know, I've never thought that way until the past few years. I thought we were heading towards a goal. I always thought there was progress, but I never considered that something might be ending. He shakes his head. If you go back through the clippings, I swear I've been a tolling bell for a long time. I'm on some Channel 4 documentary with Alan Cumming, in fact, and there's a clip of Alan saying how great things are, how everything's being sold, and then they cut to me going, our rights are paper thin. I've always thought that because I've seen the world before we had them. This all sounds pretty grim. I'd better be careful because it's so clear that RTD is an optimist despite all. He and his sisters grew up in Swansea, the children of 2 classic teachers. In case you were wondering where his fascination with myth, with the trajectory of civilization comes from. It was something he was raised around. Our house was full of Greek myths and Roman myths. I remember a great big softback book with a thick spine that I loved, so I lived with that my whole life, with the downfall of civilizations. And you know, I've written that 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 million times on BBC One. I find myself thinking of Torchwood's Miracle Day or the end of the 3rd series of Doctor Who with John Sim as the Master and humanity on the brink of extinction. I keep writing it because I think it happens, RTD says. History tells us that civilizations fall and then rise again. Meanwhile, artists such as RTD just keep on making art. And artists famously worry whether they're any good, even acclaimed ones such as RTD. It turns out that I'm the first critic to have seen Tiptoe. RTD's relief when I express my admiration is palpable, indeed adorable. Aside from trying to get 17 people talking all at once, he knew he had a fine line to walk. To not make Leo too much of a hero and to write Clive properly was a job, he says. Cummings' performance is beautifully nuanced. He's bloody annoying for all you love him. But to me, it's Morrissey who stands out because Clive could simply be a monster. Yet the actor subtly makes the awfulness of his behavior pretty much from beginning to end heartbreaking rather than purely appalling. Illuminous Jackson Connor plays teenager George in what is clearly a breakout role. It's worth remembering that Charlie Hunnam's first significant part was in Queer as Folk. I remember the audition. It was just magic, RTD says. I've got an ex-boyfriend who always rolls his eyes and says, oh, another coming out drama. Do you have to do coming out all the time? Our stories are much more than just coming out. But, you know, it's still the same. I would have expected that the younger generation would have got over coming out, that it wasn't a big deal anymore. But it still is. And that's down to them, RTD. It's not down to anybody else. It's down to them because they're living up to this imaginary crap, pat on the back, virtue signaling, validation. We've got a whole generation that seek validation. They need it more than anything, especially as part of the TQ cult. I say I'm a woman, therefore you must validate me as a woman. I say I've got this opinion or this feeling. You must validate that. That's where that's coming from. It's got nothing to do with regular people who generally don't give a stuff. You guys have introduced this. The article continues. And you know, I never tell this story, but I was beaten up in Swansea city centre. I was 17. I was with my friend Simon, who's straight, and we were sitting in a pub and we were talking about a gay club in Swansea called Jingles. What a name. And I suspect the word Jingles carries across a pub. They went outside and we were set upon by a group of bus drivers. On their break, they were still in their uniforms. This was 1979 or something. Of course, you wouldn't go to the police. My glasses got knocked off my face. They ripped my shirt. They didn't bother to hide their names or their badge numbers. These bus drivers who set upon two teenage boys in Swansea. So then you get home with a torn shirt, my teeth cracked at the back, and what's your mum thinking? I didn't say it was a gay bashing. I just said, oh, they were drunk. That's the violence RTD thought would fade away as he grew from a boy into a man. As he became a famous and beloved showrunner, the man who reincarnated the Time Lord for a new generation. But now it's back, and it doesn't look like it's going away anytime soon. He's under no illusions as to whether a show such as Tiptoe will make a difference. He fears he's preaching to the converted. There's a point in the series where Clive bitterly says to Leo that every time you turn on the telly, there's men in lipstick or men kissing. His disgust is palpable. RTD isn't counting on changing the minds of people such as Clive. I fear it's an echo chamber, he says to me plainly. It will reinforce what people think. Do you think it'll change people's minds? He asked me. I admit I don't have an answer, that I have to agree with his assessment for the most part, but the positivity in him bleeds through. The thing is, he says, after a moment, you can never know what's going to change someone's mind. So you just have to put things out there. You'll never know what will resonate, and you never know how it will touch someone. He lays a lot of the blame for the echo chambers. We're all stuck in squarely in one place. He squints at his phone, sitting balefully on the table between us. He fully supports the social media ban for the under-16s. There's a striking scene in Tippy Toey where the camera pulls back across the Manchester skyline and you see a damaging photo pinging from phone to phone, relentless, irradical. That's the Tiptoe world we're all in now, RTD says. One wrong photo, one wrong word. I find myself thinking that RTD is our storyteller of darkness and light. His shows explore the choices we make. We can see his characters thinking and feeling. We can understand the lives they live. Something big's going to happen, Leo says at the end of Tiptoe. But as for what it is, well, that's up to us. This was written by Erica Wagner for The Observer, who's the deputy editor. It's a hard read, I have to say, because I see it all, guys, and I've read it 2 or 3 times now preparing it for the show. And it's just typical scaremongering from RTD, one of the people that supported where society is now.
He just brings it on himself. He really does. And then you've just got the typical cliched evil white man played by David Morrissey. It's just boring, you know?
I don't see how a gay man can write for straight men anyway. He's got no damned right to, because he says the same the other way. And I don't know how somebody like him can write scenes where I would presume on this, a lot of predominantly straight, probably white men are sat around watching football. When's he ever done that? When's he really ever done that? Where's his lived experience on that? It'll just be written with a stereotypical view of what predominantly white men are like, especially when they're watching football. He's an absolute manipulative twat. He does it all the time, doesn't he? He did it when he was talking about series 1 of Gatwa before series 2 even got close to airing. He was saying, oh, all the writers, there's not enough diversity in the writers, didn't he? I'll be working on that. It was already written, scripted, filmed and done. He knew then that there were more black and diverse writers. He was just saying they don't exist, so then he can be the one that's produced the solution to it, a solution to his own problem. He's created this problem, like you said, JT. You know, things were, and you've mentioned this quite a lot, and you're right, absolutely right. The end of the 90s, things had pretty much struck a balance. They were never perfect. Nothing's ever perfect. But, you know, people were gay. Great. Nobody gave a toss. Nobody gave a toss. You be you, I'll be me. Everything's fantastic. If we can find common ground and we're friends about something or whatever, then even better. You know, you had a good circle of friends that included gay people, and it didn't matter.
No.
Whereas now he's just dragged all of that back. Him and people like him have destroyed all of that. But then that's what they do. They destroy.
As Legion of James is saying here in the chat, if anything, RTD and his TQ cult are the ones creating and causing any and all upsurge in homophobia and division with their BS rhetoric. And of course, I'm going to agree with you, Legion of James. And it's heartbreaking because we worked so hard back in the day. And do you know how we did it? The big difference between us and the lot that are around today is we didn't do it through demanding. We didn't do it through actually saying, you will do this. You will do. It's just sexuality. And we understood it wasn't a big deal. Just because you were a gay man, it didn't mean you weren't a man. Just because you were a gay woman, it didn't mean you were a woman. In fact, most women didn't really have a problem with it. It was just men and their egos, basically. But you know what? When people realized that they had somebody like me working with them, they got used to it, and they became and it was just being through. I didn't go into any of my jobs saying, I am gay, you will do this, you will accept this. I worked with people, I talked to them, I showed them I was just a normal guy. You know?
Your sexuality was irrelevant. That was the thing. You just accepted it. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. And then, of course, I would make them laugh with certain things about, oh my God, Madonna's got a new single out. You know, certain things like that. You know, I would drag them to gay clubs. And it just, all that work we did, and this generation of virtue signaling, validating seeking, narcissistic idiots, and the whole TQ cult mentality, trans women are women, trans men are men. No, they're not, as any homosexual can tell you. Stop forcing people. And he's been part of that. Remember, we've been talking about it for ages now on the channel, haven't we? There is no LGB without the TQ. Yes, there is. Trans rights, blah, blah, blah. All this nonsense that he's been peddling out, he's been scamming. That has what, unfortunately, has triggered all this homophobia, because people look at LGBTQ. We're all one group to the vast majority, of people in the world. We're not. We're totally different. And in fact, the TQ cult is incredibly homophobic. But people like RTD, Collinson, Tennant, Chibnall, everybody else that's involved with it, they don't look at it like that. So all you hear about is moaning, moaning, moaning.
I saw an article earlier in the week about saying, why don't heterosexual men, why they're not attracted to trans women? Because, well, they're not women for a start. You know, it's like, but what they're saying is, if you feel like that, it's almost as bad as being racist, which is crazy, you know?
What's happened, of course, is this. I mean, heterosexual men and women are now actually seeing where the TQ cult will go with this, and this has actually happened this week as well in our beloved country. But I've had to deal with this. Homosexual men and women have had to deal with this for years. We were told by Stonewall there would be no debate over the fact that a trans woman was a woman and a trans man was a man. No debate, they said to us, and that's what split us all completely, because we came back and said, excuse me, yes, there has to be a debate about this, because there isn't. And when the Stonewall charity, which thankfully now is on its last legs, they came back and told us, as same-sex attracted men and women, you should be including trans people in your dating, and we all know what they meant by that.
Yeah.
No, because that's what we call heterosexuality. They actually told lesbians, start dating trans women. That's a heterosexual fella.
Yeah.
This is where the poison comes in. And why RTD and his little cult can't see this? They need waking up, in my opinion. Vile people. Why is this writer fawning over RTD like he's a bloody saint-ass problem being? It comes across like that. And I didn't read it properly, I know, because I'm just so bored with it. But you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. She's, oh, that's the industry for him, though, PB. They adore him. They think he's some sort of giant of right. Look at that. When BBC Studios got back to me when I complained about him, nothing to do with us, but he is the Britain's leading blah blah blah. That's the myth he's now created. Yeah. They've given him, and he's living up to it, and he's loving every bloody second of it.
Yeah.
Raymond, hello, Raymond Williams. RTD just repeats himself. He hasn't moved on from Queer as Folk. He just does the same characters in different settings. He's a one-trick pony, and he's boring. And it's about time people saw that. He's just had a massive flop with Doctor Who. I hope Tiptoe is an equally massive flop. They will blame it on the far right.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they will blame it on...
Or just the audience because no one's watching it. Yeah. So.
Yeah, you know, they will. And he'll get awards, and he'll get plaudits, and he'll get things at Gay Times and Pink Paper and the Attitude. He'll be able to go up and say, oh, the show was brilliant, it was wonderful, and it said something, but nobody listened because they voted for reform or restore or whatever. And don't forget, this is the man that made a huge boob, another one, RTD, a huge boob, when he more or less endorsed that idiot running the Green Party. See what I did there?
He's allowed to talk about boobs. He's not qualified, surely.
But he did, and we covered it on the show, didn't we?
I'm kidding. Yeah.
I know, but he more or less endorsed this guy.
Yeah,
and of course, a lot of his people, a lot of the TQ cult, are now voting Green because they're insane. They're not bothering to look at the bigger picture. Look at the bigger picture. That man is a danger to our country and our society, and so is his poisonous party. It's nothing to do with environmental issues. Go and have a look at his deputy. Will people now admit, says Oram, that RTD Who was always overrated? We were so excited to have the show back with the series every year again. In gratitude, the classic fan base forgave him a lot. I totally agree with that now. And hindsight is a beautiful thing. Oram has said an awful lot. It is all damaged for me. It's very difficult to go and look at it. I can't speak for these two.
But as we said already, though, he wasn't the one that actually, he takes all the credit for bringing it back, but it wasn't him that did it completely on his own. It was all the contributions of everyone else, like Rob Shearman, Gareth Roberts, etc., Mark Gatiss, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. All these people who brought it back and helped create that quality, not just him. In fact, his are the worst episodes of New Who more than anyone else's, to be fair.
By an absolute mile, yeah.
Yeah, and you two have said that a lot of time on the show, haven't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Really. It is very difficult to look back at all that because, as far as I'm, all roads lead to Whittaker and Gatwa, so it's very difficult to try and change that, really.
Yeah,
and ignore it. If there's a complete reboot, says Steve Braddock, RTD can end this series however he wants because it's the final end. OMG.
That's what I was kind of alluding to when I said it as well. But it doesn't matter what he does with his Christmas episode. He can do what he likes. Doesn't matter.
He's going to love that level of power.
Yeah.
he really is. Yeah. Where is the Christmas episode, by the way? It's now the 3rd of May, 2026. Not in production properly yet. No casting. No filming started. Leaving it a bit late, aren't you, mate? You're all swanning around in Europe, aren't you? Having a lovely time with your boy toy. Lovely. I Am Your Servant is saying 99% of straight people don't give a shit. We just have to pretend it's normal. Thanks for that, I Am Your Servant. Rick Storm, I have not looked into this, but what's the difference between the new Blu-ray release of the 1996 movie and the old Blu-ray release? It's got more stuff on it. We're going to be reviewing it this month when we get our hands on the copies. So come and join us and we'll tell you. We will tell you. Oram is also saying to us, I listened to a Doctor Who at the BBC audio compilation. I used to love those before it got to all the new crap. They were good documentaries, weren't they, guys? Lots of nice compilations. It's endless TV radio clips of media folk calling RTD a genius. It's nauseating. No wonder his ego is out of control. It's exactly because of that.
Yeah.
Because everybody's been kissing his ass for 25 years.
Yeah, the radio collection stuff, the classic stuff was brilliant. The one that really stuck in my mind is this little girl during the Pertwee era wondering how the Doctor and his ventures gets any mud off his velvet jacket. That was very funny. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Blame the TQ Cup for the rise in homophobia, says Matt Enspiel. You and I are on the same page about that one, aren't we? We've had that conversation, but it's been obvious. And from somebody that's been in it, that's for me when I saw the change, because everything was fine up until this lot came along and then suddenly bang. And it's because they were demanding and because they were And the annoying thing is, as I said before, guys, they're everywhere. They're in Parliament. They're in the NHS. They're in schools. They're teaching your children. Start asking questions. If you've got kids in the system, you must start asking questions because it is full of far left activists. And that's why the kids are coming out poisonous now and going on ridiculous marches supporting terrorists. It's unbelievable. So start asking questions. I tell you something, if I had kids, there's no way they'd be going to comprehensive schools in this country after what I found out about the education system. I would go bust to send them to private schools. I tell you, not a chance. Hello, Drawing Jack Rabbit. How are you? RTD referring to tiptoeing out the back door of the Comic Con so the fans don't beat the living crap out of him, and rightfully so. Yeah, it must be a shock to him. He's just had an almighty flop with 2 series of Doctor Who, and the fan base has turned on him. That must be a shock. Because they were all, not that he'll care, because we're all far right.
Yeah.
As far as he's concerned. That's how he writes people off, isn't it? You know,
yeah.
Oh, they're all far right. They're all far right.
Just an easy name call, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it means nothing now. Again, nothing. It means nothing because it's been devalued. Because they've used it over and over again. And it's simply because people don't agree with them. Oh, you're far right. In the chat, we've had Magic Stew and Dalek. Oh, I can't read my own writing now. I think it's Dalek Worthing, Dalek Wasting. Thank you for joining us. I haven't put any of your chats up, but it's lovely to see you both. Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you, Rose, who's saying to everybody, remember to hit the tap and follow and share and subscribe. Thank you, Rose. Good of you. Hope you're all right, darling. It's been a while since I've seen you. Yeah, and it's interesting now after all this time as well that he's coming out with that story of what happened back in the late 70s as well. A lot of us were there. You know, you had to get on with it. But that's why we were effective. The PVFS is saying he's the one in an echo chamber, and it's a poisonous echo chamber.
Yeah.
Got no time for the TQ call at all, as you will all know on this channel. Kevin Taylor. Maybe RTD is confusing people's hostility towards him is due to him being gay rather than the man who cocked up Doctor Who. He's looking at the whole issue, Kevin, because we've played interviews on Manchester Pride, which is his local one, because that's where he lives. And he's always insisting they're coming at us, they're coming after us, they're coming after us. And he misses the whole point about the trans agenda being a gender issue, not a sexuality issue. He misses the point that trans women who are men tend to be heterosexual men. So what's that got to do with same-sex attracted men? Nothing. He misses all that conveniently because he's just jumped on a bandwagon of these people need protected. Well, you show me what rights heterosexuals don't have right now. Anywhere in the world.
Yeah. These
people are totally confused. That's the thing, Kevin. And they're deluded now as well. You know, they all kept saying, if they're coming after trans people, they're going to come after you. Well, they already did. And it was the trans activists that came after the gay people, the same-sex attracted people, because, guys, they rewrote our history. They took away our spaces. They took away our prides. They called us genital fetishes. They've called us names. They've ostracized us. They've destroyed relationships. They've destroyed friendships. They've already come for us, and that's who they are. Heterosexuals in frocks and wigs, basically, calling themselves women. And let's not start on what they did to women.
It's not good.
No. And he's written this drama, which I hope flops massively. Massively. I hope it's a real fail. Because let's remember, he has already started writing the next one for Channel 4, which will probably be next year. I'm hoping by then, guys, he's long gone from Doctor Who.
Yeah.
That's
what we all want, really, isn't it?
No, Ian. It's Funky is saying to me here, JC, don't forget all the new letters that have been added in Canada. I haven't. Why is why I want to know. Why is it that same-sex attracted people have to tolerate all this crap on us when they've got more in common with the heterosexual community than all of us? Why do these people insist on that? I find it so annoying and very insulting, and I get angry over it. I get angry. No, don't be pushing all that crap on me. Thank you very much. Keep it where it is over you. Don't be deciding it's a minority. It's not. your sexuality is heterosexuality. Keep it over with you lot. You lot deal with it. Don't be pushing it on me. Do you know what I'm saying, guys?
No, I know exactly what you're saying. It just seems crazy that they're going to, and from what we've talked about before, going to instate certain sexual preferences and try and make that normal. That's a bit scary. And you know the ones we're talking about. But yeah,
exactly.
that's really scary. Yeah.
Yeah. We've got a comment there. Let me just see if I can scroll that up. It's Kev Taylor saying to us, why are we discussing RTD? As he's nothing to do with real Doctor Who.
Good point.
True.
Yeah.
It's very, very true. But the thing is, as well, of course he does, because he's currently allegedly writing what we all believe here on Who's Views to be the final episode of Doctor Who for some time. It looks like, we've said many times on the show, that the show is currently out of production. We know that. It's coming back for one episode. And then as we've reported on the show this very year, BBC Studios have confirmed they'll get the Christmas thing out of the way and then they'll look at it. So we might not be looking at a new version of Doctor Who until 2028, 2029. That's too early as far as I'm concerned. It needs a lot longer than that. That's just me. I'm not speaking for you two. That's just me.
No, I feel it does as well. Like I feel it's over, like I've said already, to be fair. But
yeah. And we're all tired with it, and we're tired with RTD. But because he is the current alleged showrunner into the ground of Doctor Who, of course, he is included in Doctor Who magazine. The new issue of Doctor Who magazine came out this week, and I'm about to go through 6 extremely good reasons as to why you shouldn't be buying it. Now, at this point, I want to say they have done an incredible article in it about Film is Fabulous. And you know, we all love Film is Fabulous, and we're very, very pleased about it. And it is a great article. And of course, Film is Fabulous was going to get featured in Doctor Who magazine. And it was right that Doctor Who magazine did that. So I want to divorce that part of it from the rest of it. Okay. And if you bought it, like some of you in the chat have, because of the Film is Fabulous article, well done you. £8.
how much?
Exactly. How many pages? It's £8, everybody now, for Doctor Who magazine. And there were 2 editions out this month because there was an 8th Doctor 30th special that Paul and I have booked. We're going to do a review of it soon. So join us for that. So that's a lot of money. That's £20 in 1 month, everybody, for Panini's Doctor Who magazines.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not talking about the Film is Fabulous part now. I'm looking at the rest of it. Tied into the rediscovery of the Dalek Master Plan, guys, was an article where a certain Benjamin Cook, hiya, hope you're well, who he and I don't get on, of course, because he's part of the TQ cult as well, and I am not. But he has interviewed several people about their reactions to seeing the Daleks Master Plan. And I'm going to go through a couple of them. No, more than a couple. I'm going to go through a few of them here, Who's Viewers, and I want you to see if there's a running theme. You know there is. Let's start then with this particular one, because yes, they do interview RTD about this, everybody, and you're going to love this. So this is RTD. The T stands for Terranium.
What? Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Well, this is now a lot. This is going to come out a lot now because this is BC trying to be funny and clever, but again, making mistakes with the people some of the people he selected to go and talk to, who are all part of his own agenda, his own little echo chamber, the TQ cult. You'll see what I mean. We're starting with RTD, one of the chiefs of it. RTD, Doctor Who showrunner, waited until Saturday evening to watch the recovered episodes of the Dalek Master Plan. I didn't deliberately choose the Doctor Who time slot, he says, but it kind of fell into that naturally. Of course it did. He loves both installments, but he's especially struck by how different they feel. Episode 1 really is tough and gritty. You can see why the Australian censors turned it down. And by episode 3, it's a good old runaround, he chuckles. Even more intriguing to him is the transformation in Adrienne Hill's performance as Katerina. She's very solemn and maiden-like in episode 1, which is gorgeous. But by episode 3, she's become a much more generic companion, saying, "What's happening, Doctor?" and things like that. RTD sees 3 possible explanations. Did someone have a word with her, liven it up a bit, which is possible, making things on a weekly basis? Or option 2, is that naturally what happens to Doctor Who companions? They end up shouting, "Look out, Doctor." Or, and I've always found this, when someone's leaving, they very often give their most interesting performances. That always happens in soaps. When you write someone out, suddenly they act their heart out. In episode 3, she's giving a much bigger, much more explosive performance. She's much more castable in episode 3. We may never know which of those options it was. RTD's unexpected highlight, though, is Pamela Greer as Lizanne. That's a really striking performance. You can see the 60s at work there. A lot of people naturally do proscenium arch acting, quite right for 4-camera studios. And yet she's giving a very laid-back, very real, almost cynical performance. She calls Roll the cynic at one point, and you sit there thinking, no, you're the cynic. She's not playing the blonde. She's not playing the feed. She does that really rare job of making you think, oh, you've got a whole world going on, Lizanne. We just happened to have dropped you in on you for a couple of scenes. She's absolutely compelling. Then there's the question of how viewers experience these episodes at the time, something RTD has clearly been thinking about. We're well aware that Dalek Mania existed, that hysteria and excitement, but we've only ever read the clippings, he says. We thrive on those clippings. But let's be blunt, if you're a child, you didn't read the Daily Mirror. There's not one child who stood in a playground saying, oh, guess what it said in the newspaper or in the Radio Times. Trust me, I was there. That did not happen. The real drama of Katerina's arrival and her shocking death in episode 4 played out on screen in the moment. Everything we think of as publicity, you'd do in your own head. Oh, there's a new companion, and she's from back in time, the way that Vicky was from the future. Now they're taking someone from the past. That's interesting. She's going to travel with the Doctor. Oh, she thinks it's the place of perfection. Oh, my God, she's dead. It's not that you read about this stuff. You saw it and you experienced it. That's the way I wish all television could be made. Every time I pick up a copy of Inside Soap, which is often because I do buy Inside Soap, I just think you're so mad to give away all the storylines every week. Let people experience it fresh on television. Wouldn't it be great if we got this year's Doctor Who Christmas special and nothing had been spoiled and everything was new? Why do we do it any other way?
I think the new episode's going to be spoiled either way because he's writing it, to be fair.
I think that's,
What Christmas special at the moment? I mean, come on, you haven't even got a cast for it, love. You know, anyway, it goes on and on and on, but I'm fed up of talking about him, so I'm going to stop it at that particular point. That's one. Can you guess who else has got there? How about
Mr. Tennant, by any chance? Yeah.
Mr. Who?
Mr. Tennant, by any chance? David
No,
Tennant?
not at all, actually, but it goes on. So that's 5 house points away from you.
Okay, fair enough. I'm back to 0 again, I think.
But you do have Pete McTeague, McTighe, however you want to say it. It's his lucky day. McTighe is standing, McTighe, however you want to say it, is standing in a queue in Camden Town when Doctor Who magazine calls. The Pet Shop Boys are playing the first of their obscure shows at the Electric Ballroom tonight, and Pete is in line. Nonetheless, it's Doctor Who that's been on his mind ever since he watched the 2 recovered episodes of the Dalek Master Plan, blah, blah, blah. He says it's with the strongest episode 1s of 60s Doctor Who, An Unearthly Child, The Mind Robber, episode 1. It's in that company. It's phenomenal. Both the recovered episodes exceeded my expectations. It's great to see Katerina get a real grip on her character. They're so well directed. Hartnell is magnificent. And seeing Nick Courtney inside the TARDIS is obviously amazing. Campfield's direction keeps the whole thing alive. It's the simplest things. Camera moves you'd never imagined. It's so fluid. It's such a tiny studio with such massive cameras and such cramped sets. But my favorite thing about these episodes coming back is the joy it's brought Peter Purvis seeing them again. That was really touching. It was really special. I'm hopeful that someday we'll be able to share that joy with other former companions and people who were there at the beginning of the show and show them more of their work. The work film is fabulous at doing, and the generosity of these film collectors, it's incredible. What excites Pete most, though, is the bigger picture. These discoveries keep the classic era of the show alive and fizzing and current and relevant. Suddenly we have 2 brand new 1960s Hartnell episodes to watch. We don't take the 60s for granted. In the day we might, if they were all sitting on our shelves. It feels slightly more special than any other era of the show. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so... Why is suddenly Pete McTeague everywhere?
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? But I partly agree with what you're saying. It is nice to have that refreshing kind of new episodes to watch, you know, and we don't take them for granted because there's so much missing, and it's such a rare treat, which we would love to see more. Hopefully, Film is Fabulous. Please deliver again, please.
Yeah, I think the future of Doctor Who is its past.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Oh, I like that. Let's get that on a mug. Okay, that was number 2. Here's number 3.
Nick Briggs.
No. You're going to kick yourself because it is, of course, crystal meth.
No,
Christ, no.
First ruler of the Hooniverse ... show.
Did she fast forward? I bet she did. Go.
Well, listen to this. Crystal Meth, the former Doctor Who magazine time teamer, the fan show alum, and current presenter of the Hooniverse show, watched the recovered Master Plan episodes on BBC iPlayer as the Lord intended. On 1.5 speed, she says. I'm joking, she adds quickly. What she's done there, of course, is she's remembered, and so has BC, who was responsible for that awful woke time team of these idiot spoiled brats, and destroyed that beautiful feature, and was the beginning of Doctor Who magazine's downfall.
Yeah.
She's recollecting that. She's saying, oh yeah, I know about the fuss that happened about it. And yet she's still there, everybody. She's still there because she ticks the boxes. It was exciting and quite surreal to watch what is, for many of us, new Doctor Who, but from 61 years ago. I found myself imagining families sitting down to watch the serial unfold over several months, and how exciting that must have been. 12 episodes, 5 hours of story. I'd love to see more serialized stories in modern Who. Oh, really? I think it really suits the show. Crystal Meth has always had a soft spot for 1960s Dalek serials. They're so scary. I find black and white Who quite eerie in general. It makes everything feel more mysterious. It might be the soundscape too. Those creepy noises from the radiophonic workshop and the flamethrower guns. Those make the Daleks feel especially dangerous. She was also delighted to spot a familiar face. It was amazing to see Nick Courtney playing a different character, not the Brigadier. Doctor Who evidently has a strong track record of bringing actors back, even as long ago as 1965. But for CM, as for many of our interviewees, the biggest revelation is Katerina, sometimes characterized as out of her depth. But Crystal takes a different view. Katerina takes everything in her stride. I love the moment where Brett Voyon is trying to make sense of the TARDIS being bigger on the inside, and she just says, only the Doctor works his temple. She's calm and brave, coming from 1200 BC. She doesn't really have a frame of reference for the futuristic concept, so why would she be scared? Crystal is equally smitten with Stephen, the sensible one of the group, and the first Doctor, who is very whimsical at this point in his run. Hartnell, she says, plays him in quite a jolly way, even a bit manic and alien in places, like when he puts Brett in the magnetic chair and is just chuckling away.
She sounds like she's backpedaling now to make up for what she said a while ago with fast forwarding it. You know, she's just kind of changing, you know, jumping ship again, you know.
I wish she'd jump off the ship. Yeah.
So do I. Yes. Yeah.
These are people that have made their name through Doctor Who in ways I don't particularly like.
Yeah.
And here's another one for you. And this is just so typical of where Doctor Who magazine is now, where BC has been for many years, because this is another example of rewarding failure, which happens a lot around our favorite TV show and in society, because they also have a word with this person.
Oh God.
Snares. 39,000 YouTube subscribers can't be wrong. I beg to differ. I beg to that. Now, I'm going to make this very, very clear. I don't like this boy. He was also part of the time team that BC put together and failed with Crystal Meth and contributed to the start of the downfall of Doctor Who magazine, as millions of people like us said, what the hell, and threw the thing away.
I didn't realise he was part of the time team.
I'm sure he was. Yeah, I'm absolutely sure he was. But here we go. And you can ask me when we've read this why I don't like him. But here we've got this. It's like I've been training for this my whole life, said Snares. 2 episodes of the Dalek Master Plan are back. It doesn't get better than that. Josh is a 31-year-old YouTuber and Hartnell era obsessive from Australia, but when the 2 recovered episodes landed, he sent his friends home and switched off the cameras. I'm sorry, it's Doctor Who time. For me, Doctor Who is a very solitary thing, something I do on my own in complete silence. How did he get it in Australia?
Oh, well.
Supposed to be the iPlayer, wasn't it?
Mm.
Yeah. VPN. Yeah.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We just pay the license fee.
Yeah. BBC Studios, start charging for the bloody iPlayer, because British people are paying through that for their license fee, and you've got people outside the country accessing it. Start charging them a subscription service and do it properly. Anyway, it goes on. The idea of reacting on camera would feel so alien, he says, being a tube of hooer. He considered it, though I set up a tripod, but then I was like, nah, I'm going to feel like I'm performing, which they all do when they do these reaction things. I didn't want it to be about generating content. I've wanted these episodes back my whole life. The Dalek's Master Plan means so much to me. I didn't want to ruin the moment. Instead, he started filming as soon as he finished watching. Describing the experience to his subscribers, he said, the whole time, I'm like glued to the screen, just smiling. I was like Katerina with my hand against the glass, looking out into the vastness of space in complete awe. That's what I felt like. God, this is so dull, isn't it? It's so dull. It goes on and on and on and on, blah, 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 blah. In his YouTube review, Josh also notes that The Nightmare Begins includes a huge moment for perverts out there. Stephen beats up Brett while shirtless. Does he stand by this? Yes, it's obscene. Josh tells DWM, I could not believe it. Doctor Who is not a sexy show. No one expected we'd get our man Stephen Taylor shirtless. Did anyone notice this? Because I didn't. This is the genius of Douglas Camfield. Blah, 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 blah. It's just, I don't know. I can't be done with it. I can't be done with it. I mean, it's just ridiculous and typical. It's absolutely typical. A lot of you in the chat, I'm sorry, I don't mean to ignore you, but obviously I'm reading. So let's have a look quickly into the chat, what's going on here. The PVFS says, oh, the irony. Matthew Pounder, he's the nightmare. Yeah. I don't know what to say, because I just don't like him. Let me explain why I don't like him as well. It's because of this. Now, he did a tweet, and some of us keep receipts, and some of us have memory long. Now, bear in mind that Snares is part of the TQ cult. And you see a picture pattern with all these people that BC, of course, is interviewing, don't you? You see it very clearly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He did a tweet that got him banned from X, and he had the audacity to ask him why. I am so unbelievably angry at what is happening in the UK. The bigotry against trans people is disgusting. I won't be happy until all of those Tories are dead in the ground. This is not a safe space for conservatives. I hope you all hang.
That's the caring, compassionate left, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why. You know, what happened to being able to vote for who you thought was right for the job? These people
also,
are so judgmental, it makes me sick. And this is why, Paul, tying in with what RTD was saying of the Observer, there's been an increase in bloody homophobia.
The thing is, though, is very hypocritical, though, is why is he allowed to be on this in this article? I mean, if that was someone else, he'd been cancelled, but he's not been cancelled. So,
yeah.
Well, he was blocked by X. He's been back on X, problem being for quite a while, hasn't he? I don't follow him. I don't want anything to do with him. He might even start to come after this show. I don't care. It's all publicity. Fabulous. I don't care. But that's the reason I don't like him. I am so unbelievably angry at what is happening in the UK. The bigotry against trans people is disgusting. I won't be happy until all of these Tories are dead in the ground. This is not a safe space for conservatives. I hope you all hang. You should not be anywhere near civilized civilization.
No.
What a nasty piece of work. And here he is in Doctor Who magazine. Another reason not to buy the new issue. I think anyone with any decency and common sense can see what I'm trying to say there. It also moves on to the next reason. Who remembers this? If you are still praising Talons of Wayne Chiang as an exceptional piece of Doctor Who in 2020, you are being racist. Any statement you can make of the form, but it has XXX, implies that X is more important than racism, and it never effing is. Remember this?
Yeah.
Yes.
This shook Doctor Who foundations. There are a lot of people coming back saying it's not racist, put it in perspective. A lot of people went after this man who happens to turn up in this particular article in Doctor Who magazine. This is Elizabeth Sandifer. Here he is. Unblock him now. He's nominated for a Hugo. Goes with this one. Did you mean to send this request to me? You do know Doctor Who magazine still has me blocked on Twitter for yelling at them about Talons of Wen Chiang being racist 8 years ago, right? As Elizabeth Sandifer, 2026 Hugo Award nominee and author of the acclaimed my arse, TARDIS Editorial books, a critical history of Doctor Who, which nobody bought. Still, since you asked, he says, and the reason I'm saying that, of course, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is because I'm a realist and trans women are men. I don't give a stuff. It goes on to say, the first and most striking thing about these episodes is how utterly grim and hard-edged they are. We always knew the short-lived John Wiles era had a dark streak, but the episodes we had were generally not the ones that really displayed it. But this goes hard in ways that we won't see again until the likes of Earthshock. Do I have to carry on?
I was going to say, so that this shows how hypocritical he is, because if you're going to refer to Talons of Wen Chiang being a racist, then there's obviously race implications with Mavic Chen. There's no mention of that, is there? You know, it's like, really, yeah. Really, honestly.
No,
yeah.
I mean, but again, I'm just thinking, I'm not going to read any more of that. I think we've done enough on that, Who viewers. Apologies, but I think we've done enough. I've shown you the reasons why, several, 6 reasons now not to buy Doctor Who, including BC himself. These people that he has gone to, what did they just think we're all going to forget?
Yeah.
Did they think we're stupid? No. You've got 2 people in there, 3 if you include Crystal Meth, who upset the fandom to its foundations, and they don't care. They absolutely do not care. You've got RTD banging on about all sorts of nonsense. Pete McTighe, however you want to say it, seems to be going the same way. What are you doing? And it's no wonder that several fans sent me this.
I was tempted to buy this issue, but this has really put me off because I was going to buy it for the Master Plan stuff, and I'm not buying it.
It's such a shame. Yeah. It's such a shame. And if Doctor Who magazine had thought about it, this was the issue that could have brought back a lot of all of us. It was £8. That's a lot of money. It has a fantastic article about film is fabulous in this, and it is very, very good. It's very, very good. Let me just find out who wrote it. Bear with me 1 second, everybody, as I look at this. It's written by, it's written by BC, so I'll give him a credit. He's done quite well there. But I think that's because he deals with the Film is Fabulous team, including Sue and John Franklin, and he would have been on his best behavior with them as well.
Yes. Yeah, he would have been.
But, they go and spoil then for Dr. Ian and Paul with him just calling up his mates, basically.
Yeah.
There's no sort of like editorial governance, is there? There's no bias checking or anything like that. It's just, and they're all nauseating people. I'm like you, JT. I don't care. I don't give a stuff, to be quite honest. I know somebody in Australia who does not like Mr. Snares and was in the same room as him, and he sloped away into a corner. Just so clearly a keyboard and video warrior, but when face to face, a bit like what I think Ben Cook is, because I've had my run-ins with him, and I think he's a coward. And if you were in the same room as him, and I would love to be, then I would imagine he would need the lavatory, because they're just those kind of people, really.
Yeah,
shit themselves first.
Yeah, you're right.
Absolute coward.
I hope this tweet haunts him for life, says PB. Well, I've certainly kept the record, and it's the first time I've spoken about it because it's never been on the radar, and I wanted to bring it back because here he is, along with Elizabeth, inverted commas, because I don't know his real name, being forgiven.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I've got to the point, gentlemen, now in my life where I'm not going to forgive and forget because they won't let us. And
No, they don't.
And they've told us to go and touch grass, and they've told us all the stuff when Mitaka was cast, know that they've been vile towards us. And I've got to that point now where I think, I'm not going to forgive and forget you lot.
They've destroyed lives with their cancellations. They've destroyed careers with their cancellations.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, with the search in America, with the search to cancel people, they've used bullets and ended people. You know, that's the caring left. So no, why should they get a free pass? No, absolutely. I mean, obviously, I'm not advocating doing what they did to people like Charlie Kirk or anything like that. But as far as not forgiving their hurty words, no, they need to be called out and treated just in the way that they've treated everybody else.
Yeah, I can't stand all that sort of stuff because that's just evil. I mean, we've had, to use their word, we've had examples of hatred in our country over and over and over again now. And this week I was disgusted, especially after the incident of Golders Green. And I used to live just down the road from Golders Green. It was when I lived in London, one of the nicest areas in London ever. And then you had that awful crap that went on there. And some people on the left celebrated it. What? They need to be thrown away in a prison somewhere, I think, these people. You know, and this horrible attitude, we've just had attitudes put there, nothing like that, of course. But these people have been forgiven for things that they have said. And I don't think they should be. And I certainly don't think they should be put into something like Doctor Who magazine.
No, not at all. No.
Doctor Who magazine's just a rag now, anyway, to be quite honest. It deserves cancellation in itself.
It's going to get you. It's going to get it.
Yeah, it is.
I think so, Paul. I think so, Ian. Yeah, I think it's a question of time. But it's sad because they now have real competition from us.
Yeah.
From YouTubers like us that get the news on the day and put it out there on the day. Now, none of us saw this coming. And then they get people like us criticizing them because we have the ability to review them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So their industry is failing. We all know that. You know, they are struggling in the print industry. A lot of them gone online. That's now failing as well. We know this. You know, subscriptions are going down. The cost is going up because people aren't buying them as much. Production costs are horrendous for the industry, absolutely horrendous. People are just not interested. And also, what you can do is you can go to shows like ours, subscribe to us on YouTube, and you get news like that. Like that. As soon as it's broken, all our lovely subscribers know us. And they know that if there's news and it's relevant and it's big, we'll be there that evening. Yeah. We'll change the schedule. We'll all come together. How many times have I messaged you like, who's free tonight?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And we'll do a show. And people know that. Print can't cope up with that. Doctor Who magazine can't do that. The awful thing that Crystal Meth, they can't do that because it has to be approved.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the problem. And the problem is now, of course, as I say, we can criticize them. We can look at their output and we can criticize it. And this, I felt, from my point of view, had to be criticized. I like
you're absolutely right about the immediate. You're absolutely right about the immediate thing with the news on platforms such as this. I mean, I remember being at work one afternoon and I got an alert come up, and you two were on talking about season 15's DVD. I think it's 15 that had dropped. You know, with the Leela trailer and everything.
That's going back a bit.
You two were available, so bang, you went on straight away. I mean, that is literally the definition of hot off the press, isn't it?
Yeah,
and that's the thing, you know, and that's the thing, you know, and we can try to do that, and we have YouTubers all over the world coming together with communities, and you know, you can go to the shows that you like, and you can get stuff, and you can hear about things that happen in America or Australia or Europe or here, wherever it's going to be, and that's brilliant. So the print medium, struggling as it is, can't compete. but to alienate the people that could have brought this, if they had done this and BC hadn't done that thing and maybe gone to David Tennant, Peter Davison, names that aren't controversial. I know that Tennant is, but you know what I mean? Solid name. People that we were, Bonnie, you could have even gone to Bonnie and said, have you got 2 minutes to look at these 2 episodes? What do you think? Whoever, Colin, whoever it was going to be. But no, he had to go to his pals. There's a reason for that. And I think it's because, it's the tick boxing element, they're my friends, I'm interested in the. I mean, look at who he selected.
It was a non-entity talking to non-entities, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was a waste of print, really.
Yeah. And it's such a shame because it's one of our favorite subjects. My whole point about this is if they'd done that properly, done interviews that were not BC's friends and tick boxes, they could have won more of us over, I think. But no, they had to push the agenda.
As always. Yeah.
As always. No worries, I was not going to buy Doctor Who magazine, said Kev Taylor. You don't have to now, because I've just done all that for you. Doctor Who 1963, hello. Yeah, that's insane. I wouldn't vote Tory, but that's British history. Saying that about a huge population is disgusting. Yes, and it's the labeling. It's the labeling. It's the assumption that everybody that knows reality is a conservative, and that's wrong. There's nothing wrong with voting conservative. If you want to vote conservative in the next general election, you bloody well go ahead and vote conservative, because that's your right. It's your democratic right when you are asked, who do you think can run our country properly? Because God knows it was wrong last time, because look where we are, and we are desperate for a change. So if you want to vote Tory, go ahead and bloody vote Tory, and don't let anybody tell you that's wrong. You vote for what you feel right. You know, that's the democratic process. And yet these people are so unhinged, they have a problem with that. So the assumption that everybody that said that is Tory, wrong. I'm more inclined to vote Conservative now than I've ever been in my life, and I don't care who knows it. Because look what the Labour Party's bloody do, who I will never vote for again in my life, I can assure you of that.
I wonder if he's written anything similar about the Stains that are in now. You know, because they have taken things much, much worse, and lives are very much in danger now, and everything, and the kind of people they're protecting, you know, the habits that they've got themselves into that are very much detrimental to either women or young girls. What's he said about them? Is he silent on that? Because to be quite honest, if you want to put yourself out there making political comments about one political party, and you stay silent on the other, then you are endorsing that other one's behaviour. You're saying that's okay. And considering the stuff that Labour's done in the 2 years that they've been here, and it feels so much longer, and I cannot wait until there's a general election. If he stayed silent about that, then he's endorsing it. And that says an awful lot about him. Nothing particularly that surprises me, to be honest.
Never mind the general election. We're looking forward to Thursday this week. That'll be fun.
Thursday's going to be a crack. It's going to be a bloodbath.
For those of you outside the UK that don't know, Thursday this week is a massive week for us here politically in the United Kingdom, because it's our local elections this Thursday. And in Scotland, it's actually bigger than that. Yeah. It's our actual Scottish Parliament election this Thursday. So there's two bites of the cherry there. Could the SNP be ousted? I bloody well hope so. But, you know, it's a real case of, like, again, it's a democratic right, of which there are actually now questions over what goes on in our democratic system, which is really sad. It's a sad time for us. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting time. Let's see, because some people, I think, could be looking at meltdowns on Friday morning. Kamikaze guy is saying to us, why does no one bang on about the Aztecs or the Crusades? Selective outrage is just ludicrous and ultimately pointless. Probably because, Kamikaze guy, they don't even know those episodes exist.
In any case, if you don't like something, just turn it off. Don't watch it, you know.
Yeah. All of these things. I mean, that art seems to have gone, Paul.
Yeah.
You know.
Turn it off, turn it over, what you want to do, you know, just vote with your feet if you want to, you know, that's fine. But you don't have to, you know, go on and bang on about it.
Our John's with us. Hello, our John. Talons is one of the pinnacles of the whole 90 years of British television. Talons of the Weng Chiang is an absolute joy. It's an absolute delight from a classic era. And Darren Reed is saying, let's have a Talons watch along. We are planning to review Talons of Wing Chang at some point, of course. And I will also be looking at that particular subject again from Elizabeth. That slide isn't going anywhere. Lex apparently has dropped us a super chat. Let me see if I can find you. Thank you very much, Lex, for that. There it is there. I've got you. My spider sense is giving me feeling this pointless Doctor Who Christmas episode is not happening. Hence, no Doctor, no filming. Bring on more lost classic Doctor Who. Thank you for that, Lex. And here. We agree with that completely, don't we, guys?
We do indeed, yes. More missing episodes, please.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. But I can understand why, Lex, you're saying you don't think this thing is going to... If I was the BBC, and thank God I'm not, because quite frankly, I'm too sensible. But, it's a case of, like, if I was in the BBC now, and somebody obviously has said yes to this thing, thinking, oh, God, we'll need some at Christmas, I would gently let it go, because the British public don't give a toss. And if they came out and said, oh, we're not going to do that now, we'll do it some other time, the only people that would get really upset with it, guys, is the minority.
Yeah.
And in the bigger picture, they don't matter. It would last. We would report it. Other people would report it. It would get to America. It would get to some certain Australians. There would be a minority that would moan about it. The rest of us would be joyous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a message to BBC Studios is let it go. Don't bother, because we don't want it. Nobody cares. The British public won't miss it. The minority will get over it. Eventually. Nobody cares.
Yeah. You don't need it.
Not at all.
Makes you think, doesn't it, really?
It really does.
A lot of discussion here over that. Steve Braddock, thank you very much. Whose views is winning? They are failing. I'm sorry about this as well to PB, who's saying that tonight has made me so furiously angry and upset. I can't even begin to say, I'm so sorry, PB. I didn't mean to do that.
I take your mind off your tooth, though, I'd imagine, so that's a good thing.
I know. Oh, gosh, bless you. Sorry about that. Hello, Davey B. Evening, all. I'm just catching up. I won't be buying the Joe Martin thing. Money was spent better on the new Captain Scarlet 2005 Blu-ray box set coming out on the 1st of June. I was playing with the idea of that, Davey B, because I actually love the 2005 Captain Scarlet series. I really loved it. I thought it was brilliant. That's the sort of animation I can watch. And I saw that. And I thought, oh, what do I do? And I haven't yet. So what do you think, Davey B? Do you think I should invest in that?
I think he's saying do it.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you think he
is?
You
know you want to. That's it.
Yeah.
I do want to. And he's so sexy as well for a cartoon character. Idiot Proof Dalek is saying to us, whose views is my new Doctor Who magazine? Well, that's lovely to know, Idiot Proof Dalek. Thank you so much. That's lovely, guys, isn't it?
It's very nice, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, lovely.
Yeah. Thank you very much, everybody, for your chat. Lots and lots of discussion there as well. Fan-made products, says Lex Kane, is saying Doctor Who projects are the future. Fan-made Doctor Who projects are the future. And of course they are. Phil, of course, is still working on his Doctor Who Meets the Scorpion. We will be doing a review on that. We are playing with the idea of trying to do it because it's going to be on the Tube of Who as a watch party thing that the Americans call it. We're playing with various ideas, so stay with us and we can all watch it together, maybe, depending on that. I'm going to be talking to Phil very, very soon, so I'll give you an update. But that's exactly, isn't it? It's exciting. I think there is a point there that Lex is making, though, guys, isn't it? Because we are looking at a Wilderness News too. It's just not going to be as fun as the first one.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be even more tumbleweedy, I'd imagine, than the first one. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm like we were saying a little bit in the 1996 show. For the latter half of the Wilderness years, you had the rise of the internet and people communicating over that. Whereas prior to that, it was fanzines and everything else, and letter writing campaigns still and stuff like that. But this time, there's no shortage of communication methods, is there? And people will band together. I think it'll be quite a bit more fragmented, but I think certain elements will die out completely because they need to have things on telly with their egos pandered to and their leanings pandered to.
But we won't have Doctor Who magazine there for a start. That'll have gone.
No.
No. Well, we'll still be here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know what? If Doctor Who magazine just concentrated on factual stuff with great photos and great articles, I'd still be buying it. But no, it lost that ability a long time ago.
This is why Third Doctor, and I reckon that they've gone off into this thing where Marcus Herner's doing these spin-offs. You know, these other Doctor Who things, like the 8th Doctor 30th anniversary edition that we are going to be reviewing here on the channel this month, and all these other things, which apparently, allegedly, I'm led to believe, sell more than the regular monthly copy. And that's
that would surprise me. Yeah,
because that's aimed at us. They got rid of us from the regular monthly thing, and they went, oh God, we've just lost a whole load of an audience. Or let's do these yearbooks. 1983, 1974, 1970, blah, 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 blah. Charles 1910, oh, they've sold really well. Let's do all these. But that's the original audience. The original audience is buying this. They're the people who don't want to look at the monthly stuff about the new series. That's why I think there's been so many spin-offs. Do you know what I mean? Because they've aimed them particularly at us, and we've gone back and bought. Well, I haven't, but a lot of us have gone back and bought stuff because apparently they sell.
Yeah. But the problem with their spin-offs is they've done them all before, haven't they? How many Dalek specials can DWM do? How many Cyberman specials or the TARDIS specials can they do? Or the Years ones, or the Eras ones, or the Companions ones? It's the same thing, isn't it? Just in a different jacket. And eventually, you're just not going to be able to. I mean, all right, it's what you call evergreen content, isn't it? But come on, really, if people are hard collectors. I mean, I collected regularly up until Whittaker, and then I just cut it dead. Although it was pushing it at that point anyway, because Crystal Meth was getting in there, and it was all sort of like cosplaying as long as you're gay or trans, and it was like no more time for this.
And the other one, well, the blonde one.
Oh God, yeah, I've forgotten that one. But even then, having collected up to I think 500 odd issues at that point. There were certain specials that had already been recycled more than once, and they've been doing it. They can't sustain themselves on that.
No. Stephen O'Neill saying to us here, any news when the next Blu-ray collection is being released? I am asking, stay with us. I'm expecting some sort of, I was expecting it the other day, but it turned out to be the Joe Martin thing. Because I was told there's a Blu-ray announcement coming, and I went, that'll be the collection, and that's the one that's going to hit in the autumn, blah, blah, blah. And then I looked for it, and I was looking, Stephen, and I saw the Joe Martin thing, and I just scrolled past it at first, because I'm not interested in that. And I'm looking, where is it? And then I realized when the notification, the press notification came through on the email, I thought, oh God, it's not what I was expecting. I was expecting the collection. I get this crap.
You might get after the McGann thing comes out, because the movie want to let that come out first, but
I'm trying to find out. I am expecting something. Well, as I say, I was expecting it this week, and I was going to say soon. It might not be soon. You might be right, Paul. It might be after McGann. It might be something coming in June. But as far as I'm aware, I was told there was something coming for the autumn. I now don't know what it's going to be, because there's so many things that it could be. It could be the Dalek Master Plan thing. I shouldn't say that. It could be the collection. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. There's also an animation in the pipeline.
Yeah.
God knows what's going
on. Can't get thrilled about that.
Digital Pollution saying to us that there were 200 watchers at this point and only 17 likes. Please hit that thumbs up button. You're absolutely right, mate. And thank you for putting that in there. Yeah, please give us a like. That would be great. That would be fantastic. And if you're new to our channel, subscribe. If you're not new to the channel, please make sure you are still subscribed. So thank you very much. A lot of you will be on playback now, so you're playing catch up with us as well. So yes, there you go. Always good to see you, and thank you so much as ever for all your support. Yes, so that was that bit there. I was intending that PB to be a little bit of fun, but it got a little bit serious with the whole DWM thing. The article on FIF, of course, is very good. The interviewees are brilliant. Nothing against that. We love them. We love them. They know that. They know that we love them. We were just looking at the other side of it, because they won't care about that sort of stuff quite rightly, and they won't be aware of it quite rightly. They need to get the publicity from wherever, and Doctor Who magazine is the place people are going to go, because they still call it the official magazine, and yet all of us are around, and we get the word out a little bit easier. These people are aware of all that. That's all I'm saying. PB is currently in meltdown, says PB. Well, in that case, then I'll let you go off and get a drink. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us for this Mayday Madness bank holiday version of your big show. It has been headlines here at Who's Views. Paul, Third Doctor Ian, I hope you've enjoyed the chat tonight.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Lots happening in Doctor Who world, even though the thing is out of production. Let's keep an eye on next Monday, the 11th of May, to see if anything about our beloved show is released. If it is, you know where to come to, because we will be ready to come and talk to you about it. We will do a schedule change. We do have a show booked that night, but that can be moved. So let's see what's going to happen. Don't forget, whenever they drop a headline or a clanger, we will be here to talk about it. Big month coming up for us. We are celebrating the 30th anniversary of the 8th Doctor, as we said earlier in the show. That starts this Wednesday, live at 8 o'clock with our special guest, Philip Segal. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to having a chat and a little bit of fun to cheer us all up. From Paul, from Third Doctor Ian and myself, thank you so much for joining us. We will see you either tomorrow for Blake 7 or Wednesday, live at 8. Ta-ra, everyone. Take care of yourselves.
Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.